All right, I'm sure there will be somebody there who's like, stop talking, let me hear the song. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury today. It is time for work to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's game on. Kanta! Kanta! Kanta!
All right, welcome to the battle tonight. We don't have too much time, so we are going to pack it. That is how we do when we are pressed for time. My name is Femi. Chuma is right by me. Adeze is to my left. Odovai is like a kilometer away. But we're together, united by the same sense of purpose and bond of fellowship and friendship. That we got work to do, and we better get to it right now. So welcome to the fan battle. Tonight, we have four amazing individuals. Well, I should not get ahead of myself and praise them until they've delivered, and you make up your mind as to what you think of their delivery. So let's say welcome to you. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for being a part of it. Fan Battle 2021 started the very first week of February, the very first Tuesday of February, 2nd or so, and we are here and we are ready to go. The first battle tonight pits two fine individuals. Contestant number 1, Kehinde Ojokon. Is that the name, Kehinde?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Ojokon. One day.
One day, yes.
So your name is more like Ojokon, something will happen. One day,
One
you
day,
better.
one day, yeah.
Okay. He's a fine young man in his mid-20s. He's a data analyst who lives in Ikeja. Kenny, how are you?
I'm fine.
Taiwo Nko?
It's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You know, many years ago, whenever you heard somebody by the name of Kehinde or Taiwo, and you asked about the other, you half expected that the other would probably not be alive. You know, the generations have changed. When I was a kid, usually many people had twins, but you only saw one. There was always something. Back in the day when survival rate was very, very meager for Africans. And, you know, in many households, the woman would have 7 children, 4 might have died. We've come a long way, humanity. And thanks to advances in medicine and science and these fields, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, with humanity, we solve one problem and create 10 others. It's really good. At least we're trying to solve some. So welcome, Kehinde. His contestant is Gbenga. He's in his mid to late 20s. He stays in Ojodu Burger. He's a content creator. How are you doing, Gbenga?
I'm very well.
By the way, which one is your name? Is it Gbenga or Boyega?
My name is Gbenga.
Your family name is Boyega.
Yes, Adigboyega.
Wow, GBGB. He's like the father is a happening guy.
The name is a Banga.
Gbenga.
Boyega.
Boyega.
Can say that again.
It's lovely. Lovely.
Thank
Content creator. What kind of content do you create?
Majorly content around media and entertainment. But I have a soft spot for sports.
Okay. For sport.
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. Oh, we should be working together. Data analyst. What kind of data do you analyze?
Mainly analyze data. For
Big data. Like my big brother Rotimi Sankore.
Any kind of data.
Do small data. I kind of respect people. I respect data analysts like crazy. And I have massive respect for Rotimi Sankore. What a man. Some people go about just walking encyclopedias. So welcome to the battle. You guys, have you heard any of the battles this term?
Yes.
Yes.
You've heard. Okay. Did any of you follow the last fan battle from before the real finals of the fan battle 2019?
2019. Yes, I follow.
You followed? Or you didn't follow? Okay, beautiful. We had 2 veterans of that with us last week, plus Odovai, who's the champion of the very first ever fan battle. champion beat everybody. So when Hodova talks to you, pay attention because he's practiced it and he's won. All right, so let's go. Your topic, gentlemen, is on Harry Kane and Bruno Fernandes, right? They've arguably been the best players in the league, racking up double figures in goals and assists. Now, it's a form that has led to recent conversations as to who would win the PFA of the year. Between them, who will win it? Whose side are you on? Will you give it to Harry Kane or will you give it to Bruno Fernandes for this season and for this year? Who argues for Harry Kane?
I do.
You do.
Yes, sir.
Who you argue for Bruno Fernandes? Either of you really mean what you're arguing about, but it's just what you picked.
It's just what we picked, but we're here today.
You're ready to go. Okay. So if it was you, you wouldn't have said Harry Kane.
Well,
You don't know. So before you begin to,
I've chosen Harry Kane.
you've chosen Harry Kane. So let's go on. You know the rules. I'll give you 1 minute each. We've introduced you. Kehinde, you are contestant number 1. Gbenga is contestant number 2. You go first. Okay. I'll give you 1 minute. You'll argue your points out. Why you think Harry Kane should be the Premier League footballer of the year. For
He should.
you know, no,
You are for Bruno,
No,
right?
you are for Bruno Fernandes.
No,
No, I'm
Bruno
for Kane.
Fernandes. Why?
Yeah, you are. So you are contestant number 2. So contestant number 1 is Kehinde. So tell us why you're convinced it should be Bruno Fernandes. After which, we would switch to Gbenga, who will tell us why he's convinced that title should go to Harry Kane. Kehinde, your 1 minute starts now. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to say Bruno Fernandes is the best candidate to be picked as the PFA player of the year because Bruno Fernandes alone is more or less like the standing pillar for Manchester United. We can literally say without Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United would not be where they are. Bruno Fernandes is the one making Manchester United even thinking of being a title contender. From last season, before Bruno Fernandes came in, we saw the way Manchester United is. They were absolutely nothing. They were even thinking of sacking Ole. But the moment Bruno Fernandes came, he uplifted the team and everything about the team changed. So without Bruno Fernandes, there would literally not be Manchester United in the top 4 because all the Rashford and the Martial that was there before are not even doing what they ought to do. So Bruno Fernandes as a player has uplifted the team in every ramification. He has scored goals, he has made assists. So in every ramification, Bruno Fernandes deserves the PFA Player of the Year in every aspect of as a player, in terms of assisting, in terms of scoring goals, in terms of uplifting the team, in terms of his leadership, in terms of every means. There is no player in this current year that can be compared to Bruno Fernandes. There is no player that has put in his mind and everything into his team.
All right. Yeah, you were favored to have a little more than 1 minute there, but it's okay. You've made your point. Gbenga, it's time for you to counter him as to why you are convinced that Harry Kane should be the Premier League player of the year rather than Bruno Fernandes. You have 1 minute before you start. Just to remind you guys, we are streaming live on Facebook. Nigeria Info 993. Go to your Facebook and see the conversation and watch the drama between Kehinde and, of course, Gbenga. Gbenga, you have 1 minute to tell us why it has to be Harry Kane, and it starts right now.
Okay, so you said there is no player, and I beg to differ. There is one player, and the name is Harry Kane. This is a player who has done it. Talk about 2015-2016. He scored 25 goals, and he won the PFA Player of the Year that year. The following season, 2016-2017, he scored 29 goals and also won the PFA Player of the Year. Again, that is 2 times in a row. This player has done it. He was the highest goal scorer in the World Cup in 2018, scoring 6 goals. He knows how to rack up personal accolades for himself. Harry Kane is a player who has taken Tottenham team from from middle table team to title contenders. We all could remember that when the season started last year, Tottenham were half high flying. They were even in first position till December, before we all know what happens to Jose Mourinho. But without the team, without the squad in its entirety, individually, Harry Kane always comes to the party. You can always remember Harry Kane will go out injured and he will still come back and still score more goals. You're talking about goals, and he has 16 goals. You're talking about assists, he has 13 assists, more than Bruno Fernandes. So what can you say? Harry Kane is actually better than Bruno Fernandes.
All right, thank you very much. I had to give you the extra time because of the extra time that he had too. Guys, you have 2 minutes. You've already both thrown the gauntlet at each other. This is the time where daggers get drawn, the kitchen knives come out. You have 2 minutes to argue it out, after which we'll give you a minute each to round off your points. Your 2 minutes commence now.
Okay, you mentioned something about Harry Kane and you talked about his history. Now what we're looking at the PFA player of the year of this year. We're looking at the calendar year, which is this year.
Even this year, he's
within
also
this
the
year,
top assist player in the entire season.
I'm not disputing the fact that he has the top assist. He also has the goals more than Bruno Fernandes. But who has actually carried his team this year? It is Bruno Fernandes.
Check out Southampton. Harry Kane
Bruno Fernandes
assisted Kane 4 straight times in one game.
Bruno Fernandes has literally
also
carried
scored
Manchester United in
to make sure that his striker's name was on the goal
literally
sheet.
looking at the table,
Even the last
Man U
game
is higher than
against Crystal
Tottenham.
Palace,
That is a fact.
Harry Kane assisted Bale twice and also scored twice, making him
at the table,
contribute to all 4 goals in the same game.
Higher than Tottenham.
What can you say about Harry Kane?
Bruno
Fernandes never comes up to the stage in big games.
Forget about
the only
big
game he scored was against Man City and he scored a penalty.
Bruno Fernandes has been in the team and he has been carrying the team.
He scored in the game. He beat Southampton, he scored in the game. He beat Crystal Palace, he scored in the game. He keeps scoring. This guy doesn't know how to do any other thing than score. Even if he's tired of scoring, he assists.
Is the leader in the team.
He
carries the team in every ramification.
Bruno Fernandes is an houseboy. Harry Kane is a sugar daddy. You cannot compare. Houseboy is always carrying the burden of the house. A sugar daddy, people come to him
without Bruno Fernandes, there is no Man U. Man U will not be a title contender.
Boy. Let me tell
Tottenham can even survive
Harry Kane will
without Kane.
assist Son, and if he's tired, he will assist Bale. If he's tired, he will assist regularly. He assists everybody.
When Tottenham was injured last season, Son was there. He was carrying the team.
How many goals does Bruno Fernandes have since he joined Manchester United? And I'll tell you how many goals Harry Kane has.
Fernandes is like a pillar that
you keep telling me pillar.
No, I'm telling you, playing for
even if Kane goes out to Tottenham,
from the
Kane
season,
will
when
still
the season
perform when he
started
comes back.
till date.
What are you telling me?
When Kane was injured, Son was still there to carry the team. But immediately,
you and I know that Tottenham is nothing without Kane. You and I know
Man
that.
U will suffer.
Remove the goals of Harry Kane, Tottenham will be wallowing in relegation battles. You know that.
Than Kane. Bruno Fernandes is so much important to Man United than Kane to Tottenham.
That's because Man U is a low quality team this season. What are you telling me?
All right, guys. Spirited debate. I don't know whether that's how you guys argue at viewing centers. You just talk over each other. You guys made points, but my ears are like twing, switching to try and pick out stuff. I guess people who listen to arguments at viewing centers will probably be used to it. But having said that, okay, I'll give you a minute each so that at least you can drive your points home and people can hear you clearly. It's Kehinde versus Gbenga. Kehinde says Bruno Fernandes should be the Premier League footballer of the year, which will win the Premier League footballer award. Gbenga says it has to be Harry Kane. Kehinde, for your final minute, drive home your point as to why you should win, why it should be Bruno Fernandes. Remember, as you vote for these guys, remember it's not about whether you agree with the points they are making or not. It is more like who impresses you, who did a good job, who marshaled their points, who spoke well, who did you enjoy listening to, even if you do not agree with their with the position they took. I hope that is clear. You may not agree, but if you were impressed by the work they put in, feel free to vote for them. Here we go. 1 minute. Kehinde starts now.
Okay. Let's. We are looking at this calendar year of the season. Okay. Now, who has been a more better player? Who has actually afflicted their team? Who has helped their team? Who has been there for their team? Literally, it is Bruno Fernandes from Manchester United. Literally, Bruno Fernandes has been the pillar for Manchester United. Okay, let's take a look at it. Kane has been injured for some time, but Son and some other players have been able to stand up and hold Tottenham. But if you take Bruno Fernandes out of Man U is going to fall. That is why Bruno Fernandes is so important more than Kane. There is no way Bruno Fernandes will be injured in 2 or 3 games, and you will definitely see the vast effect. So Bruno Fernandes is so much important to Man U that there is no way Man U can do without Bruno Fernandes. He has been their pillar from last season. He changed their team. If not of Bruno Fernandes, Ole would have been sacked. Because before Bruno Fernandes came, he was performing poorly. Bruno Fernandes came and changed the team in every aspect, in goals, in assists, leadership, and everywhere. All players around him improved. Check out Rashford. Check out James.
All right, it's your 1 minute up. Gbenga, it's your time to refute him. It's your last chance to beat Kehinde to it. Your minute starts now.
I like the fact that you said take out Bruno Fernandes from Man U and they are nothing. Okay, take out Harry Kane from Tottenham and you understand what I'm saying. The Bruno Fernandes you're talking about has 8 penalties out of 16. Harry Kane has only 3 penalties out of 16. So let us take out their penalties and you'll see that Harry Kane still has more goals and more goals contribution than Bruno Fernandes. Harry Kane and Son have wonderful contributions this season, having 14 goals contribution among each other. Harry Kane has gone ahead to assist Bale 2 times in the last game, and Bale has found his mojo because of Harry Kane. We all know how Bale struggled when he came back to Tottenham, but because he had prolific strikers in Harry Kane and Son and other people, especially Harry Kane, we all see what Tottenham is doing. Tottenham are now becoming top 4 contenders because of the goals of Harry Kane and assists of Harry Kane. So you cannot tell me that Bruno Fernandes is better than Harry Kane. Harry Kane has done it before. He has done it twice before, and it will be unheard of to say he won't do it again.
Thank you very much. So the battle is over. Now we go into decision. We'll be interested to see how you guys vote on social media, Twitter and Facebook. We'll come back to you. Before we do that, we'll go to the phone lines. And we want you guys to vote at home. There's the general phone lines and then the phone lines for the ladies.
Yeah,
I think.
The
general phone line.
There's some correction on that general phone line at the moment, so we don't have access to that. So we work with these alternative lines.
Alternative lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 014657190, 014657190, 014657190. If you are calling, that's if you try the 0700 993 993 993 line and you don't get a response. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have our ladies only line today. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed the ladies being able to participate.
I really did
last
too
week.
myself.
Ladies, we're looking forward. Keep trying. I know the guys are bullies, so try to seize everything. But please keep calling. You'll beat them to it today. 01465 7190. 01465 We're looking
and on Twitter, Femi, let's just quickly let them know.
Twitter, yeah.
We still have, just 1 minute left. You
we
can
have
go
a minute
at Nigeria Info FM and vote.
Okay.
For Kehinde or Gbenga.
Okay.
Gbenga was for Harry Kane, Kehinde was for Bruno Fernandes.
Fantastic. We'll see whether you are also voting on Facebook, but that will be later. All right. Where's my pen? Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Femi.
You are the first of potentially 7 voters. You listen to the debate. How do you vote?
Okay, Mr. Femi, I want to give it to the guy that was trying to convince us that Harry Kane has actually done well. I mean, he gave us a lot of points. He told us. I mean, Harry Kane. If you even want to say Bruno Fernandes is not a striker, he's scoring goals. Harry Kane is not also a midfielder, but he's giving us assists and he has given us enough points to also back it up. So I'm going with him, Mr. Femi.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your calling us. Hi there. Good evening to you. How are you?
Hello, Femi. Good evening, and everyone.
Good evening. Welcome.
This is John Bosco calling.
Welcome, John Bosco. So you had the debate. How do you vote?
Believe me, as for me, I think Gbenga nailed it. He was giving us figures, statistics, and all that. And the other guy did well, but his point was flat. I believe his point was flat. There was no record on his point. There was nothing. His point was pointing out nowhere.
Okay.
He was just saying he's the leader, he's the pillar, he's the this. But this guy is actually, to me, I think Gbenga did a good job.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
My name is Miracle. Call from Ikeja.
Miracle.
I vote for that man you guy.
Which man you guys?
That man you guy.
Bruno Fernandes.
Yes.
Why?
Okay, thank you very much. I don't even have time to argue. Thank
right,
you very
all
much.
right, all right.
Good
evening.
I wish I had the time.
Good evening.
Hi there. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Femi. Good
How
evening,
are you?
everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Very
to you.
well. You have two people on the line.
Okay. How are you?
Definitely, I'll go for the man for Bruno Fernandes. He gave a very good account of himself concerning Fernandes. You can't take it away from him. Yeah.
Okay.
I think without being told, we all see what Fernandes, actually did when he came to Man U.
Okay.
Just like when Eden Hazard came to Chelsea.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2-all. 4 votes, 2-2. Hi there.
Hello, Femi.
Good evening. How are you today?
I'm good. This is Henry calling from Harvest.
Welcome, Henry. You heard the debate. Who do you vote for? Kehinde or
I'm
Gbenga?
actually wowed by Gbenga. Gbenga did a nice job. The same thing as Kehinde, but Gbenga gave us back, gave us figures, he was precise, and he was confident in speaking.
All right.
So I'm giving Gbenga.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hi there. Good evening to you. Oops, that's gone.
Okay, let's see if we can quickly get this through. Yeah.
Hi there.
Hello.
Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Femi.
Yes, please. Talk to me.
Okay, I listened to the argument. It's quite difficult to want to give an argument for Bruno. But I like the fact that Kenny was able to drive home his point, which is to say the guy is a killer.
Okay.
Don't forget that Bruno guy is not a striker and is competing almost at par with Harry Kane. So I give it to Kenny.
All right. Thank you very much. So that's 3-all. This next vote will break the tie.
We have to go for that.
And we just have seconds.
You have just 20 seconds.
Hello.
Highly spiritual.
Hello, how are you? Okay, it's not going to happen. The vote is not
Good
going to
evening,
happen.
sir. Hello, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah,
you have just 10 seconds.
Who do you vote for?
I vote for the Bruno Fernandes guy because.
Okay. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we have to cut you. We'll be back right after this, okay?
All right.
It's a new life. It's a better life. A new life is here where we lift the weight of you. Enterprise life. So you can achieve more in everything you do. Enterprise life. It's a new life.
Live the new life from Enterprise Life Assurance, where we have tailor-made life insurance solutions to take care of your worries. Our decades of experience in many West African markets, plus our unique one-on-one customer relationship, helps you get the best out of life. Visit www.myenterprisegroup.io/NG or call 0700 Enterprise. Enterprise Life Assurance, your advantage.
A place where you can win without limits. A place where you get a 100% bonus to stake. A place where virtual is brought to reality. Even more. A place where you can bet online anytime, even while you're out of data. Register on actionbet.ng. ActionBet. Think bold. Take action. Win big.
To read for my exams, but I feel so sleepy.
Hey, drink Amber.
Omo, this work I tire gone. Alaye, you don't go drink Amber.
I'm not sure I can meet that deadline.
You can't, Joe. Drink Amber. This traffic na die,
Guy, not to drink Amber. That's right. With 1 can of Amber Energy Drink, you get your daily recommended dose of nutrients, vitamins, amino acids, citric acid, and a blend of guarana, a natural caffeine to give that huge rush of energy to get you through your day. And don't forget that refreshingly premium taste that is sure to blow your mind.
Last, wahala for uno dey drink Amber.
Amber is proudly Niger and available in stores near you. Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
My people, how far now? See, if any kind person say you want the coded password for your bank app, I be your PIN, I be your card PIN, I be the TIN number where they for the back of your card, your pay ID, I be the answer for your security question. I beg not give them all. All this information, them supposed they coded. You're not supposed to share them with anybody. Make you wise up. No make them scam you. This message now from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Make you download Kuda for Play Store or for App Store to open account. Make you start to enjoy our Wolf banking.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hi everyone, Martin Tyler here, English Premier League commentator, UEFA Champions League commentator, and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to FEMI and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Kanta! Kanta! Kanta!
All right, guys, welcome back. It is Counter on 99.3 Nigeria Info is our element of Game On Tuesdays, where the fan battle takes center stage. We are moments away from a decision here. Just before we left, we had taken 7 calls. It went all the way. It started with the first 2 votes going the way of Gbenga, and then Kehinde came back with the next 2, and then Gbenga went to 3, and just when the 6th vote would decided, it went to Kenny at 3-3. The final caller went to Kehinde, meaning that for the votes, courtesy of the callers, Kehinde wins it. Kehinde wins it, which brings us home now. The slimmest of margins. Kehinde wins it. So let's go to the panel. Let's start with you, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know that time is not our best friend, so we have to get into this as quickly as possible. They say ladies first, but I'll take this one. Adeze, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, perfect stuff. Permission granted, as they say in Boys Brigade. So, cool stuff by the 2 guys. I had to just sound that calm for them because I was impressed. It was a better showing for me for the first 2 contestants compared to what we saw last week, Tuesday. And I hope you guys keep getting better as the weeks come and go. For Kehinde, who went in for Bruno Fernandes, his intro spoke about the fact that without Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United may not even be in the top 4 conversation at all. And I thought that was an okay point. And he also went on in the 2 minutes argument to say Bruno carries his team better, and that for Tottenham Hotspur, they have Heung-min Son beyond Harry Kane, but for Manchester United, majority of the expectations are on the shoulder or shoulders, depending on the context you use, of Bruno Fernandes, and that Manchester United are ahead of Spurs, so that should count for something. I thought that made sense too for me. And he wrapped up by saying Kane gives assist, and Bruno. Okay, well, I just mixed things up. He rounded up by saying the players around Manchester United have gotten improved because of the performances of Bruno Fernandes himself. Quickly to the thoughts of Gbenga. Gbenga said Kane gives assists and Bruno doesn't come up in big games. So Harry Kane does not just score but also gives assists. And he went on to share with us the past history and achievements of Harry Kane, which I thought was not necessary for the conversation today. And good enough. Kehinde was intelligent enough to say, guy, we're talking about this season and not what he's done in the past. Whatever he did in the World Cup in 2018 doesn't have to do with this conversation. But Gbenga went on to share with us even more stats. Things like 8 penalties scored by Bruno Fernandes, just about 3 for Harry Kane. So if you take away the penalties, Harry Kane is still ahead. And the fact that Harry Kane has gone beyond just scoring but assisting too at the same time. So in a nutshell, as I wrap up, the 2 guys made some intelligent points as they came through. However, just like several callers had noted, when it came to genuine numbers, which makes so much sense in any argument, even in court, when it came to genuine numbers, to aid the argument, I thought Gbenga did better. And for that reason, my vote goes for Gbenga.
Thank you very much, Hodovai. Your turn.
Yeah, it is on. Okay, I take it that mic is touchy.
Your mic.
So maybe you can just come closer to Gbenga. Sorry, so you can. I think it's touchy. Maybe.
All right.
Okay, so stats is actually the reason why I'll pick Kehinde over Gbenga, because the battle was balanced, very balanced. Chuma has broken it down already, but I'll go with Kehinde because there was a stat that Gbenga brought up about Kane winning the PFA Player of the Year award twice. He mentioned it twice during his battles, and Kane has not won the PFA Player of the Year award. He has not won it yet. So even though he brought up
Player of the Month
stats,
Okay.
So even though he brought up stats, that stat was wrong, and he repeated it twice, which can be misleading to listeners and all of that. So as much as we want a battle of stats, a battle with stats, we want the correct stats. So it was fairly balanced. I'm just picking there because I just had to look for something to differentiate the two guys there. So I'll just go with Kehinde.
Kehinde has it.
Yeah.
Adeze, it comes down to you. Kehinde or Gbenga, who stole your heart?
Oh, well, I think they both, did their thing well. They came prepared, not like other, contests that's just somehow shallow, but they tried to gather their facts. And I think Gbenga had more content in the sense that Kehinde was trying to throw him around, but he had more than enough answers to throw back to Kehinde. And Kehinde was more saying that Bruno Fernandes has he kept on repeating that word, has given Man United in all ramifications. He should have broken it down to tell us what area is exactly. But Gbenga had more like soccer punches to throw back at his opponent. So I think I'll go with Gbenga, impressed with some content.
All right. So Adeze goes with Gbenga, which means Gbenga takes the vote of the panel 2-1. Kehinde took the votes of the voters from home 4-3. Now, at this stage of the competition, which is actually the qualifiers for the main finals, the rules are different than the actual finals, where we apportion percentages to the different votes, the panel being higher. Here, it's a simple, you take one, the other one takes one. Now, if you guys have a tie, it goes to social media. And yeah, I mean, you can argue a lot that social media people don't follow the argument. They will just vote based on what they see on social media. Maybe not many of them are listening. But that is the contest, which also reminds me that subsequently the votes would be on Facebook, where we are streaming live, because the people who are seeing it live may be able to have context because they are seeing it live. It doesn't mean we will discount as Twitter. Twitter will continue to vote. We will take their vote into consideration as well. On this night, Twitter will have to split it because Kehinde took the calls and Gbenga took the panel. So let's go to Twitter. We are not voting on Facebook per se tonight. So it's on Twitter. Chuma.
Yeah, on Twitter. Could just make your life sweeter depending on who it goes for, Kehinde or the man Gbenga. One of the two guys has 63% of the vote. The other guy has 37%. And the man with the highest number of votes tonight on Twitter is Kehinde, who went for Bruno Fernandes and the argument around the Manchester United man.
So interesting. The battle comes to an end. It was good-spirited. I enjoyed you guys, other than for the part where you guys were not allowing each other speak during the 2-minute thing. But I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Thanks for the points and all of that. And Gbenga, to be honest with you, you lost this game, but I think, if it came down to me, you are one to watch, clearly, but no argument at all. Your composure, your voice quality, and your ability to stay calm and marshal those points and try to also put your opponent on the defensive most of the time. You put Kehinde on the defensive most of the time. On that score, I think there is something there. And though you haven't won, you haven't moved into the final, but I believe you are one of those that we would see more, well, depending on what happens in the other battle. So thank you very much. Kehinde, congratulations. You did a good work, a good job, and you've won it. We'll see you in the final. And I'll see the two of you in the final. All right, guys. No, I'll see him in the final. I'll see Kehinde in the final. But I'll see you after the final to decide who progresses and who doesn't. So thank you very much for that. Guys, we are moving to the second battle in just moments. We cannot wait because time is not our side, and it's not on our side. Would release the duel of these guys, and then we will go straight into battle 2 to save time.
Trying hard to be somebody, but all I see are roadblocks in my way. I hear a voice deep within me saying you're the best, no matter what they say.
All right, welcome back as we switch to battle 2 of the night. Appreciate you for being a part of this. There's much to come. The final will come right after this. Whoever wins this battle goes straight into the final. For now, we continue with the job at hand. All right, so let's do this. We have 2 spanking new contestants in front of us, and it's time for us to introduce these 2 fine gentlemen for the second fan battle of the night. Get rid of this, Chuma. Please put all devices, take your devices away from the microphone. I'm getting some. Okay, so battle number 2. Hey, gotta be kidding me. Interesting. So let's do this. Battle number 2 pits contestant number 3 versus contestant number 4. Contestant number 3 is Tochukwu Franklin Maduekwe. He's a young man in his mid-20s. He's a customer support specialist who stays somewhere in Ojo, Lagos. Tochukwu, how are you?
Hi, Femi. I'm very well.
It's good to see you.
Same here.
Do some of your friends call you Tochi? At home?
Yeah, basically they call me Tochi.
Tochi.
Almost everyone.
Okay, almost everyone calls you Tochi.
Yes.
Who calls you Tochukwu? Other than when your father is angry with you and wants to beat you.
No, at home they call me Tochukwu, but outside everyone
Tochi.
calls me Tochi.
Tochi. Nice name. Customer support specialist. I'm a customer supporting Biko. Yeah. So how's the job? In what area of job do your customer support? Is it in telecoms? Is it in bank?
In an e-commerce firm.
E-commerce firm.
Yeah.
You're good at that thing, huh?
Sure,
You're good.
I am.
Okay, fantastic. You and I should talk after this. All right, guys. Welcome to Tochukwu. Tochukwu is going up against contestant number 4, Ante Uye. Nice name. You know, when I stumbled on it, he's a young man in his mid-20s as well. He's a banker. He lives in Aja, Lagos. I've run out of time, but Ante, you know, I see here Ante. I think about the English word from the Greek word. You know, I don't know.
Step up your ante.
What does it mean? Yeah. What does it mean?
Okay. Ante. It means someone in front.
Someone in front.
Yes. That's what it means.
How about Uye, your
okay,
surname?
Uye is like saying warmth, as in
warmth.
Giving somebody some kind of warmth. That's what it means.
Yeah.
To step up and give warmth.
Yeah, we'll do just that.
You should get married soon, so you can step up and give warmth.
We'll think about that.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you very
much,
guys.
Sir.
Thank you
All
very
right, let's
much.
get into the battle straight. It's on Gareth Bale's renaissance continuing. He scored 2 goals versus Crystal Palace this weekend. Sorry, guys, if we are sounding muffled. We are all wearing our masks.
Yeah.
And you have to wear your mask and argue this argument before we
my mask I don't even let me.
Yeah, won't let you talk. Oh, you're using cloth mask.
Let's try.
Talk.
Say something.
Okay.
We can hear you well enough. Don't worry. People will understand.
You can up the ante even with your mask.
Yeah. So Gareth Bale has scored 2 goals versus Crystal Palace this past weekend, which took him to 6 goals in as many games. 6 goals in 6 games. He's playing his best football, the Welshman, in recent times. Question is it safe to say that Bale is getting back to his best? Is he getting back to his best, or do you think it's something else? What is it? Who thinks he's getting back to his best?
I do.
You think Gareth Bale is getting back to his best?
Very well.
You're convinced about it?
Very, very well.
Okay, you'll have a minute. You'll have all of 4 minutes to make your argument, because you'll have 1 minute either way, and then 2 minutes shared between the two of you. Okay? You don't think, Tochukwu, that he's getting back to his best, right?
Yes, I think it's too early to say.
Okay, so don't worry. Don't make your points here. I'll give you guys 1 minute each. You are contestant number 3, Tochukwu. You start first.
Tochukwu last.
Oh, sorry. Ante.
Ante, yeah.
Ante.
Okay, so I'll start first.
Let's go. You've got 1 minute, and it starts now.
Okay, now so talking about Gareth Bale, he's a player that has performed consistently for Tottenham and Real Madrid for over 2 or 3 seasons consecutively. So if it turns out that at some point a new coach comes into the team of Real Madrid and doesn't like him, to an extent that even refuses to sell him to another team, you know, it's sends some negative vibes to a player. And we can see that in the case of Pep and Etu and Yaya Toure. These were very good players in back then. But when Pep came in, he didn't just like these players and he yanked them off. And when they went to their different teams, they still performed very, very well. So in Bale's case, Bale lost interest in football in Real Madrid. If you remember the last season when they won the La Liga, he didn't join his teammates to celebrate. He had lost interest in football totally. He was even playing golf at some point. So coming to Tottenham, it took him time. It took him time to get back his mental side into playing football, liking football. So I think he's back to his best.
All right. Ante thinks Gareth Bale is back to his best. Tochukwu thinks otherwise. Tochukwu has a minute to make his claim, and that minute starts right now.
All right, thank you so much, Femi. So Gareth Bale is undoubtedly a fine player. He has had his good games both with Tottenham and with Real Madrid. He has banged in goals for Real Madrid. He has scored. He has won the league title as well as the Champions League. But his form began to dwindle from 2019 to 2020, from 2018-2019 up until 2020 season, due to injuries as well as him having a fallout with the coach. So Tottenham needed to come back to the Champions League. They missed out on Champions League last season, and they needed a player to relieve the goal-scoring boots from Harry Kane. And Bale came in, and he sat on the bench. He was limited to opportunities up until a few games where he came in and he scored goals. And now we are having a conversation about whether he's back to his best or not. I think we need to give him time. Let's see how he does it on a long run continuously, especially at this critical moment in time in the league, where Tottenham is pushing for the Champions League spot. When he helps them play integral role in the team, especially in big games, then we can now have this conversation.
All right, thank you very much. You landed quite nicely there. Ante said he's back to his best. Tochukwu said it's too early. It's not back to his best. You had the 2 arguments. Who's impressing you yet? We are streaming live on Facebook. Go to our official Facebook page, Nigeria Info 993 right now. Or you know how it is, nigeriainfo.fm. Just from your account, just look for Nigeria Info 993 and you'll see us all live there. And Ante and Tochukwu who go head to head. Now, the 2 gentlemen have got 2 minutes to debate amongst themselves. At this point, the cloth mask of Ante was a big muffler, so we had to allow him to release a little bit. Tochukwu, you are comfortable, right? We could hear you quite clearly. If you're comfortable, good. You guys have 2 minutes to argue it out amongst yourself. Your 2 minutes commence now.
Hi, Ante. So you said Zidane don't just like Gareth Bale. How would you not just like a player that helped to win the Champions League consecutively
Well,
and was integral, not just winning the Champions League, it was integral in the Champions League.
In those cases, there are cases where a coach comes in and he runs out of choices to make in a particular crucial moment and has to fall back on a player that has quality, even though he doesn't like the player.
I think
it's very evident
I think that is
in Pep's season in Barca.
Zidane was
he never liked Eto'o.
Because Gareth Bale was crucial.
No,
in
he never
Zidane
liked
game.
Eto'o, but he still gave it to Chelsea to play. And Eto'o scored over 30 goals in his last season in Barca.
All right, so
that was still his quality.
Let's not deviate further. Gareth Bale's career began to dwindle from 2018 to 2019.
And that's the same season he scored over
29 games
in the Champions League.
Goals,
that was sheer.
2020,
that was sheer quality.
Games, 2 goals.
That was sheer quality.
With Tottenham, 22 games, just 6 goals. So now, Gareth Bale came.
You don't expect a player that has not played football, that has lost interest in football, to just come back and start banging goals just like that. Bale had lost interest in football for over 6 months there in Madrid. He wanted to leave, but the coach did not allow him to leave.
Of his goal scoring pressure, and he came.
To just come and start banging goals.
Professionalism has even been questioned by his ex-coach, which is Harry.
When a coach doesn't give you a chance,
he has a psychological block as a result of his injuries and his recent fallout with Zidane. Even Mourinho initially in the season questioned his mental capacity, questioned his mental ability, saying he doesn't have the desire yet, he's not working enough to get into the first team. And yes, he has scored in the previous games. Check the team he scored against Burnley and Crystal Palace, basically. And a couple of goals in the Europa League. Let us wait. There are 8 very crucial games coming up. There is a knockout stage in the Europa League against Dynamo Zagreb. There's a North London derby. There's a game in the 8th game. There's also a game against Everton and Man City and Newcastle and Aston Villa. When he does well in those games, then we cannot have this conversation.
All right, gentlemen. Guys, you may be making up your mind already as we speak. We are streaming live on Facebook. Go to the Nigeria Info Facebook page and follow the conversation. Drop your comments there as well.
Go to Twitter and vote if you don't mind.
Go to Twitter and vote. Go to Twitter and vote as we speak. Between these two fine gentlemen, that voting portal is up between Tochukwu and Ante. Pretty simple. Now, remember, as you vote, we're going to give them 1 minute each to round up the argument. So we started with Ante, who says Gareth Bale is back to his best, followed by Tochukwu, who says it's too early. There's no evidence of that yet. And you can vote as you go. Remember, you do not have to agree with the position taken by either of these guys. Vote based on who impressed you, even if the position they take is not the position you would otherwise take. But if they marshal their points well, if they sounded convincing enough, that should be the yardstick for voting for them. In other words, always ask yourself, who would I rather listen to? Okay, if that is clear, let us give you the final 1 minute. Ante, you have 1 minute to drive home your point as to why you are convinced that Gareth Bale is back to his best. It starts now.
Okay, so as earlier said, once you get the coach supporting anything, it gives boosts your morale to perform even better for anything you play for. So Bale is back now in Tottenham, where Mourinho has taken a huge interest in giving that chance to prove himself, and he's doing just that. And let's not forget that Bale is still in his prime. He's just 31 and he has a lot to offer. And if you watch his past 2 matches where he scored and performed, he makes his trademark run and his heading and his goal scoring skills. It is the typical Bale we've known from Tottenham and even his first season in Real Madrid. So from my own point, he's back to his best and he's not going to stop right now.
All right. Thank you very much. You've saved us like 20 seconds. We appreciate it. And now straight to you, Tochukwu, to drive your point home as to why you disagree with Ante. You have 1 minute and it starts now.
All right. So Bale undoubtedly is a fine player. And the reason why he was brought to this Tottenham team was to help the team push forward to the Champions League position. But currently Tottenham is 7th. Bale has been limited to just 22 appearances this season. And he has just scored 6 goals, and the bulk of the goals had come in the last few games. So let us wait. Yes, he's scoring and doing well. So let us wait up until the next 8 games where they face crucial teams, where they face big teams. Those games that would shape in Tottenham's performance this season. If he comes into the party in those games, then we can now say yes, he's back to his best. There's a North London derby coming up. There are games against Man City in EFL finals, games against Everton, Newcastle, and then the knockout stage in the Europa League. When he comes into those games and perform well, then we can have this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You've landed just before the bell. We appreciate it. So that is it. It is decided. We'll probably have about a minute or two on Twitter, so we have 4 minutes left there. Go and vote for either Tochukwu or Ante. Ante says, yes, Gareth Bale is back to his best. Tochukwu says, no, it's too early to make that decision. First off, though, we'll come to you guys who are at home, and you're already calling the line 01465 7190. 01465 7190. We are looking for 7 votes maximum. Whoever takes the first 4 wins it. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, sir, Mr. Femi.
Yeah, my brother. You had the debate. Who do you vote for? Let's meet you first.
I go with Tochukwu. My name is Adra.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adra. So it's Tochukwu who takes your vote. We appreciate your calling us. Hi there. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please. Who am I talking to?
This is Oluwaseun from Ikorodu.
Oluwaseun, you had Ante, you then had Tochukwu. Who won it for you?
I think I will go for Tochukwu.
Okay.
He was able to at least harness his point very well.
Okay.
It's too early for we to conclude that Bale is back.
All right. Thank you very much, Oluwaseun. Who's our third voter? Hi there. Turn off your radio. Turn it down.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome. Talk to me.
Yeah. My name is Shegun.
Okay, Shegun.
I will go with Tochukwu. He's so confident and vocal.
Okay.
And analyze his point very well.
Thank you very much. Tochukwu takes it for you. Appreciate it. Hi there. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Stanley, calling from Aja. First of all, let me say I got my soup burnt because of Tochukwu. I was listening to him and my soup got burnt. Well, he was so smooth and I vote for him.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope dinner is still sure this night. Appreciate it, Stan. Appreciate you big time. All right, we'll end. Okay, let's take one more. Hi there.
Yeah, good evening, FEMI Gang.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, Marseille from Olodia Papa.
Welcome, Marseille.
I think Tochukwu landed well. Let us watch and stand compare. Maybe he can do well. Nobody should judge him now.
All right. Okay, thank you, Marcel. So that's 5 votes. It's more than enough. He only needed 4. He's taken it. A near clean sweep. I don't know. Maybe Ante will take one or both of the remaining 2, but it won't matter much. So, Tochukwu, you've won the votes via phones. Let's come to the house. The panel. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I think Tochukwu was a lot more composed. These are the things we look out for. He broke down his facts and points, and he was able to communicate effectively. Like I think he was just smooth. Let me use that word. The caller used the word, and he also sounded convincing. But
Ante,
yeah. Ante was a bit, maybe you, Mike Shy. He was a little bit withdrawn and allowed him to overpower him with his own point and somehow pressed him to submission. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. So you have a Daisy's vote. Who's going next?
Let me go next.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go with Tochukwu. He was, I don't want to use the word smooth, but he was the more composed. He was the one in control. From the 2 minutes they had, he took charge.
Okay.
He even ended. He had like the last 30 seconds of the 2 minutes where he was bringing statistics from the 18-19 Madrid season and all of that. And he ended well. Looking at the fixtures where Bale has scored in 4 goals in 2 games. Burnley, Crystal Palace, and he broke it down. Okay, there are a lot more other games to come to see if really he's not just maybe a flash in the pan, if he's actually the real deal. Ante brought up a few points. He brought up a few points on his end, but ultimately Tochukwu just took control, and
all right,
I vote goes for him.
Okay, I agree. well, Chuma, you literally have seconds, but you know, you probably want to throw something there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have time to do all the explanation, so
yeah.
I'll just summarize by saying I go for Tochukwu too.
Okay.
For want of time, I cannot
Want
say
of
much.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you. So Tochukwu sweeps the vote of the panel, and which leads him to victory as we get set for a break, which is only seconds away.
Enjoyment is not usual. It's dynamic, smooth, unique, strong, tasty.
Wait, what are you going on about?
Skirts Cafe Rum, of course. I mean, enjoyment's when I'm chilling with my favorite Skirts Cafe Rum. That uniquely blended coffee flavor and rich taste.
Be enjoyment. I beg, hand me one glass, Joe.
Made from quality ingredients, Skirts Cafe Rum does it for me. Plain or mixed, however and wherever. Skirts Cafe Rum is a product of MP Masterpiece Limited. All Skirts brands are registered with NAFDAC and not for pregnant women or persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
You know that feeling when you keep downloading and streaming interesting videos, but your mind keeps whispering, continue, your pockets go here. But not anymore. When you subscribe to MTN's affordable and reliable monthly data bundles, you will enjoy 10 gigabyte with just 3,000 naira and 20 gigabyte for 5,000 naira only. Plus, a whopping 4 gigabyte free to stream YouTube videos on your reliable data network. Simply dial *131# to select and turn up your affordable data plan on MTN. Terms and conditions apply.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
There's something about a beer that brings people together, even while they're apart. That's available in 192 countries, yet feels at home in every home. That bears the hallmark of quality and a distinct touch of class that creates the premium taste. There's something about a beer in the green bottle. There's something about a Heineken. Heineken is not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
These are the champions.
You will laugh very well. Anyway, it's Champions League night. Just a quick reminder to all of you, guys, that the team list has been out for quite a while now. Daisy will just, take a few seconds to just go over that. Before we did go on that break, it will be the breaker for the next thing. Chuma. So Tochukwu took the votes from the home voters and, of course, the panel. What did Twitter say?
Yeah, Twitter, one of the two contestants had 76.1% of the votes. The other contestant had 23.9%. And the contestant with the highest number of votes tonight is Tochukwu.
So he sweeps everything. Ante, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Okay, now it wasn't enough on the night.
I guess.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure this is not the best of you we've seen tonight. And I'm hoping that I'll get the chance to see much more of you.
Yeah, look forward to it.
I'm hoping.
Very much.
But you did give a good account of yourself. Then you need to be a little more vocal, especially when you are in a debate. Not necessarily for you to be confrontational and argumentative. Not everybody can be Buchi Labalaba. But again, you have to bring the fire. Otherwise, in some of these arguments, your wife will love you. You're not married yet, are you?
No.
Okay, good. I don't know. Yeah, gentleman. Fantastic. So thank you very much for coming. Congratulations, Tochukwu. We'll just release you just a little bit as Ada goes through the Champions League. But we'll wait. We'll make a decision right after this, Ante. Okay, as we go into the final. Thank you very much for being a part of this. We'll come back to you in just a bit. All right. As we say that, we are ready for the final. Ante will take his leave of that chair now. And Kehinde will be back for the final. He will take that position. Thank you very much. We are streaming live, just in case you see people walking across the camera. Forgive us. It's because we are pressed for time and we have to juggle the pieces across the table. Adeze, hit me.
Of Is out for Juventus and of course Porto right there in Turin. And Wojciech Szczesny is actually in goal for Juventus. Juan Cuadrado, Leonardo Bonucci, Mary Demiral, and of course Alexandro making up the four-man centre back there. Federico Chiesa, Arthur Melo, Adrian Rabiot, Aaron Ramsey. The midfielders right there, Alvaro Morata, Cristiano Ronaldo partnering up front in a 4-4-2 formation. And the Porto side, Agustin Marchesin is in goal. Zaidu Sanusi, our own Super Eagles player right there. Pepe, Chance Mbemba, Wilson Manafa, all in the defense line. Otavio Matheus Uribe, Sergio Oliveira, Jesus Corona in the midfield, and Taremi, and of course Mariga right there as the strikers in another 4-4-2 formation. Both coaches have gone for a similar formation.
All right, thank you very much. There will be plenty of UEFA Champions League action tonight, and we'll keep you all updated and, ensure that you are able to follow some of the biggest players in Europe. We'll also cover all things football as they happen tonight. First off, though, we have to move into the final of the Champions League. Oh, did I say Champions League? The final of the fan.
Champions League.
The Champions League fan battle. Whatever. And I like this. Okay. Are you guys ready? This is where the real work is. So let the final issue begin.
Children of all ages. It's game on. Kanta.
And so it begins the final, which pits the winners of the first two battles. Kehinde won the first battle against a really impressive opponent on that occasion, Gbenga. And he's back to face another really impressive opponent here in Tochukwu. This is the final of the fan battle tonight. And gentlemen, your topic is on PSG and Barcelona meeting in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League round of 16 tie. That game is tomorrow. The La Liga Giants lost 4-1 in the first leg. The question is whether you think Barcelona can come back. What do you think, Kehinde?
I'm going with yes.
That Barcelona can come back. Yes. Tochukwu, you say no way. There is no coming back from this one.
No,
and you are sure?
One. Sure, I am.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
It's for the listeners on paper. I mean, everybody, a lot of people, aside maybe Barcelona fans, feel that Barcelona might not be able to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But they should just listen to the argument.
Listen to the argument.
Just listen to what they have to say.
Okay.
Basically.
Don't vote based on what you believe or what you think. Vote based on who of these two individuals impressed you with their arguments and the way they put forth their arguments, the way they compose themselves. Who of these two guys would you rather listen to? That is what this contest is all about. You may not agree with the position that they defend, but because they impress you, you may want to vote for them. Are you guys ready? So, Kehinde, you'll go first. Hold on. No, you didn't go first in your last battle. So I want you to taste what it feels like to go first. So, Tochukwu, your position is like there is no way back for Barcelona in the second leg, having lost 4-1. You have 1 minute to tell us why you are so convinced, and your 1 minute will start right now.
Right. So for Barcelona to overturn the first leg deficit, they would have to equal the results of the first leg, which is to win 4-1 and take the game to extra time, or win 4-0, or score more than 4 goals, and then win by a 3-goal margin. So let us look at the trends of the greatest comebacks of recent times. You will look at AC Milan, Deportivo, Napoli, Chelsea, PSG, Barcelona, Barcelona, Roma, and Barcelona, Liverpool. And there is one thing that you would draw from all those comebacks: the fact that the team that went ahead to come back and win the game actually played the return leg at home. but this is not going to be the case this time around. Barcelona lost convincingly to a depleted, I would use the word depleted, PSG team, because a PSG team without a Neymar and a Di Maria is depleted as far as I'm concerned. You lost 4-1 at home, and then you have the impetus of thinking you're going to play the return leg, win the return leg against Neymar, against PSG team that has a Neymar and a Di Maria back, which is not going to be possible.
Thank you very much. You left about 5 seconds on the clock. We appreciate that. Kehinde believes it is possible. It will happen. He has 1 minute to convince us. The 1 minute will start now.
So I believe it is possible for Barcelona to come back and win the game because they have done it before. Barcelona has won PSG when PSG 2017. If you look at the start 2017, PSG won 4-0. But Barcelona came back and won, and they qualified to the next stage. So Barcelona has done it before, and they can do it again. Nothing is impossible. A football game is a game of 90 minutes. So we can't say because they are not playing at home does not mean they can't do it. They have done it before, and they can do it again. And everything is actually working for Barcelona in terms of their game plan, in change of formation, in terms of change of they have a new president. In terms of everything, they are in the right stage. They are in the right state of mind to beat PSG. And looking at it, recently Barcelona just changed their formation, which is working well for them. And with that, I believe, with that formation and with the form at which they is now, they can turn back that deficit.
All right, thank you very much. You've had your 1 minute each. We are streaming live on Facebook. Go there, join the conversation. You will see these two men, Kehinde and Tochukwu, go head to head. You also see me, see Adeze, see Chuma, and see Hodovai on the night. So plenty to look forward to. Don't forget, when you do vote for either of these two gentlemen, base your voting decisions not on the position they've taken or what you believe in, but based on which of the two guys impress you on the night. Always bear that in mind. With that, gentlemen, you have 2 minutes to hammer your points in. I would suggest that you try as much as you can. I know you are racing to be heard, but try as much as you can to allow yourselves to be heard. 2 minutes. It starts now.
All right. So you said, let's go back to the first leg, Barcelona PSG. Barcelona played away. PSG won at home 4-0 first leg, and then the second leg, Barcelona won.
Yes.
So home factor counts, because if you look at the recent, comeback so far, the team that went ahead to come back and win the game actually played the return leg at home.
I understand.
So let's also look at the team, compare the Barcelona team of 2017
You have made your point, and let me make mine. Yes,
2016 to 2017 to this current Barcelona
those teams are always at home. But
there was an Iniesta.
I want you to look
there
at
was a Rakitic.
I want you to look at Barcelona
there was a
now.
Suarez,
Barcelona
and there was a Neymar.
They are in form.
And compare the Barcelona team that would play now. So let me just give you the probable lineup of the Barcelona team that would play now. That would play tomorrow.
Let's take a look at Barcelona. Last week, they came back and beat Sevilla after going 2 goals down. The spirit is there, the attitude is there.
It is not going to be enough. You would have to win by 4 goals.
The major factor now.
PSG has not conceded 4 goals at home since 1997. The last time they conceded 4 goals at home is 1997.
Did you know that Barcelona is the only team that has come back?
Yes, the team is.
Barcelona is the only team that has come back from 4 goals down to win. To win that stage.
So look at the different scenario. The Neymar that scored 2 goals in that match is no longer in Barcelona.
Barcelona has the player. Let's not forget that they have Lionel Messi.
That team had a Rakitic.
Let's not forget that they have
Lionel
Messi.
That team had Dani Alves. That team had a Suarez and a Neymar. If there was any team that would have come back in 2016,
I understand what you're saying, but Barcelona can make it back.
So look at the team side by side with this current team. Is it Vicky Puke or Ansu Fati that you expect to carry the team against a PSG team?
I know they don't have the star players.
Meanwhile, Neymar will be back in the match because he trained.
Neymar would not be playing.
Neymar trained yesterday. He trained yesterday, so there's a likelihood that he will be back. And Di Maria is back.
Barcelona is capable of beating PSG.
Compare the team then to the team now. You would notice that since then, PSG has improved. And then Barcelona has dwindled over time.
All right, gentlemen.
PSG has fought that twice.
All right, gentlemen. Your 2 minutes are up. You have 1 minute to make your points heard from that cacophony of voices. Which is strange because I have to use cacophony for just 2 voices. But at the at the same time, too, I understand that you guys really wanted to be heard. So here's your last chance. Tochukwu, you have 1 minute to drive your point home as to why you think this time it's going to be different. Barcelona don't stand a chance of coming back at the Parc des Princes against this PSG side. Your 1 minute starts now.
So if you look at the team that came back against PSG in 2016-2017 to this current team now, the difference is clear. The Neymar that inculcated that comeback in 2016-2017 is in PSG. He scored 2 goals in the match. He's in PSG. Suarez is in Atletico Madrid. That team had a Mascherano. That team had a Rakitic. That team had a Neymar and Suarez. Now look at PSG after that match. Look at how they've subsequently progressed. And look at the Barcelona team, how they've dwindled afterwards. PSG has progressed. PSG got to the final of the Champions League last season, and they are firm favourites to win it. Barcelona subsequently has dwindled. So Barcelona doesn't stand a chance because look at the caliber of players that are playing this game. And mind you, Neymar factor is the Neymar is back, Di Maria is back. How would Barcelona score 4 unreplied goals, considering how shaky their defense is? Only Messi can do the job this time around because there is no Neymar and there is no Suarez. Only him cannot do the job. They're only going there just for consolation and then just to save their face and then move on to more realistic competitions where they can win, like the La Liga.
Thank you very much. Your 1 minute up. Kehinde, you have the last say in this game. Your 1 minute to prove your point home and win this contest. It starts now.
Yes, I'm going to say Barcelona is not doing good. Check out the last 5-6 matches of Barcelona. They have been going in form and bounce. Barcelona has been winning their games. There has been a change of formation. There has been a change of attitude. Everything about Barcelona, just check out their last 5 games. And again, PSG has been a team that has always faltered. 2013, PSG faltered against Chelsea. 2014, they faltered against Man U. So they lack in terms of when it comes to pressure. They don't have the capacity to stand against pressure. And the Barcelona of now, yes, Messi can't do it alone. But as a team, they have been more better. As a team, they have been more better than the last time they played PSG. They have changed formation and they have a new president now that motivates them. They have a new president that will definitely motivate them and they want to do better. And do not forget that this might be the last season for Messi in Barcelona. He would not want to live on a low note. He want to live on a high note. So he will do his best to ensure that yes, they come back and they move to the next stage. That is why I know that's one thing I know that definitely PSG can qualify.
All right, thank you very much. The battle is over. It's been won and it's been lost. But who won it? Who lost it? It's your decision. You have a big say in it. You, the audience. We'll be waiting for 7 of you. Remember, when you vote based on who impressed you the more in terms of their delivery and all of that, how they marshal their points, not necessarily as to whether you agree with the position they took or not. Who would you rather listen to? That is what you should consider when you vote. Okay? Also, right after that, we'll come to the panel of Chuma, Adeze, and Hodovai on the night. And if we have a tie, social media will decide. We are streaming live on Facebook. We are voting on Twitter. Go to Twitter and vote now. You still have 3 minutes left to send in your vote via Twitter. We'll be waiting for it. At this juncture, there's so much that I wanted to hear that I didn't hear, but we'll come to that. 014657190, 014657190, or 014657190. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please.
So my name is Stanley, and ordinarily I would want Barca to qualify, but based on the discussion on ground and who impressed, I think Tochukwu has it for me.
All right. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate you. Second vote.
Good evening, Femi.
Yes, please.
John Bosco calling back.
Welcome, John Bosco. How do you vote?
I think Tochukwu did it again.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Femi and the
Yes,
gang.
please. How are you?
Yes, I'm Shegun once again.
Okay.
Listening to their arguments and their positions. Well, based on their position, I am indifferent. So the fact that anything can happen in football. But for the way they comport themselves and the way they presented their position, Tochukwu all the way.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, my brother. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
How are you?
Player from VI.
Your
Yeah,
line
I
is
think
breaking. Yeah, go on.
It's player from VI.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Tochukwu have the ticket.
Okay. Tochukwu wins it for you. All right. Thank you very much. Let's take just one more. Hi there. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is AD calling back.
Welcome.
Yeah, I go with Tochukwu, though his voice was shaking at the end, but he made some points.
Okay. Thank you very much. Tochukwu wins it. We'll stop there. Tochukwu needed 4. He got the first 5. So it's clear from the home voters. But how about the panel? How about the pros? Hodovai, let's hear how you vote.
Yeah, you're better mic now, this one.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay, so I would. Okay, the battle was another interesting one. Very, very tight. It was a very cagey one, and a lot of points were made. Tochukwu talked about the history of home teams. When comebacks happen, the home teams always have the winning team, rather, or the team that does the comeback always play the return leg at home. He also brought up a lot of stats on that. Kehinde talked about how Barcelona have done it before, rather, the 6-1 that year against PSG. He mentioned that also, and he tried to remove a lot of the history that Tochukwu brought on the table, looking at it's not history, forget history. Currently, Barcelona can do it. He also mentioned another important thing he mentioned was Messi's last year. It could be an important factor because there's talk about Messi leaving and he would want to leave on a high. He also talked about PSG faltering in recent years, Manchester United, Chelsea, which was really good. One thing that wasn't mentioned was Barcelona's round of 16 form in recent years. They've lost to Juventus, lost to Roma, lost to Liverpool in the semi-final, so they haven't had the good run. That was something Tochukwu did not mention. But overall, it was a very tight battle, and I didn't even want to go first, so I was still thinking. But overall, I would just tilt towards Tochukwu for his composure and for his stats. That was very important. He was constantly churning out statistics, correct statistics. So that is a very good thing to bring out in an argument. It can separate you from your opponent.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Hodovai.
You set me up the last time, so I did that to your purpose. Again, for want of time, I'll go straight to the point. Hodovai has said majority of the things I would have said myself too. The difference between these guys, the disparity, the only yardstick I can use now to pick one person ahead of the other person because they all made sense, is composure in delivery and the flow. There's still this trepidation on the voice from the voice of Kehinde. I think he can get better, but he's still a bit scared this night. So we're not seeing enough of that flow. I don't think Tochukwu was the best in the world though, but he was better for the sake of the conversation tonight. So I'll go for Tochukwu for this.
All right, Tochukwu takes it. Adeze.
Tochukwu came prepared, really. I think he has probably been listening to all the episodes of Fans Battle and must have drawn one or two things. This is what I'm going to do when I get there. This is what I'm not going to do when I get there. But he's clearly has been more, it sounds confident, most importantly. And he has actually, rolled out his statistics. Even when you think he's run out of ideas, he brings up something, takes it on a different angle entirely. I thought he has impressed me, and Hodova has said it all. So I think I'll go with Tochukwu.
All right. So Tochukwu wins it. It is clear. Just quickly at what social media decided.
Yeah, so Femi, I'm going to go very quickly. 84% of the votes went for one of the contestants, 15% for the other. And the contestant with the highest number of votes is Tochukwu.
Well, Tochukwu wins it, and quite comfortably. You would want to argue it's sweepstakes. But that is not to say Kehinde didn't give it his all. Fantastic. And by virtue of getting to the final, at least you you've progressed. The voting and decision as to who gets out of the contest at this stage will have to be made now. So well done. There's so much, but we don't have time. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you as you build your confidence and continue to grow. There is much room for progress, and I hope you will take it. Thank you very much, Kenny, for coming in and for doing that spirited battle. Congratulations to Tochukwu. You are the champion today. We really appreciate you, and we can't wait for the next phase of this contest where we'll see more of you. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
You
All
did
right.
well.
All
You
right,
did
congrats.
well. All right. That said, we move straight now to a quick decision as to who will be ending their time in the contest this season. Gentlemen.
Okay, please allow these other men to come in for Judgment Day.
Yes. Please
You
step
can
aside.
just step aside for the new guy.
Kenny and Tochukwu, please step aside.
Your 4-year tenure is over.
Thank you very much.
Just hand over.
Yeah. So it's Ante and Gbenga. We have to make a decision. These two people, one of them has got to, take a back seat, and we have to drop one of them as we continue to progress and look to the future. Is it Gbenga or is it Ante? At this point, it's the panel that decides. Who wants to go first?
Femi, no need to talk too much, Gbenga. For me, in fact, Gbenga would have been better than the two contestants in the final if he got to the final. That's my take.
You think so?
Yeah.
So
Gbenga
for that reason,
Yeah.
you are eliminating Gbenga.
No, as in I'm keeping him.
Okay,
So I'm so
sorry.
carried away that I don't.
Because I asked you who goes home, and you said Gbenga. Daisy, who do you keep?
Yeah,
Who do
Gbenga
you-
was very. In fact, he missed out by the whiskers. That's how. Yeah, he missed out by the whiskers. He was very, very close. So I think I'm bringing him back.
You're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Whatever. Do you think differently? You don't.
Gbenga for me too.
Gbenga for
Yeah.
you. All right. Thank you very much, Ante. Very spirited. It didn't work today, but opportunities will come. Thank you very much for being a part of this contest. I like you already. And I'm hoping that, the next time I see you again, I get the privilege and opportunity of being in the studio with you. You would have taken the lessons from here, and I will see the fire come out of your belly a little bit more. I think you are great. You make a lot of sense. It's just that you're a bit subdued, very, calm to a degree that, sometimes you need to leave an impression. You don't have to be noisy to leave an impression, but sometimes when it comes to a debate, it's just a little bit. Thank you, man. I look forward to seeing you. Gbenga, I have no doubt I will see more of you. Well done. You did your job. You did your job tonight. We have to go. And at this point, I would just say thank you to everybody for being a part of this. We have to switch now. There is much to come. Thanks, Adeze. Thanks, Adovai. Thanks, Chuma.
Yeah.
And for you, my brother Ante, I'll walk with you again. We switch from here, and once we switch now, the broadcast will continue. Our team will come in here. The Voice is already standing by alongside the rest of that crew to take us through the rest of the night.
I love them SSS. Smooth, strong, and right here. Barman, a bottle of skirt blended brandy, please. Care to join me?
Of course I do. Wow, I love your kind of SSS.
Sometimes you need to beat their imagination, and when you do, choose Skirt Blended Brandy, specially brewed for men and women with high taste and class. Skirt Blended Brandy is not for sales to persons under 18. Drink responsibly.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
My name is Osazel Denge. Keep listening to Femi and the Gang on Nigeria Info FM.
The Champions League is Europe's elite competition. The stakes are high right from the start.
It's a very long journey, thousands of miles to travel, and of course the highest quality opponents to
Since only music is in the allerbesten Mannschaften. The main event, die Meister, die Besten, les grandes équipes, the champions.
On the eve of Wednesday, 22nd May 1996, in faraway Rome, Juventus Football Club, in front of over 70,000 fans at the Stadio Olimpico, defeated a rampant Ajax side 4-2 on penalties to actually leave the most coveted UEFA Champions League trophy for the second time after their win in 1985. A night of sweat, blood, and unbridled joy for Marcelo Lippi and the Bianconeris. It was the only Champions League title that Juventus won in the 1990s, despite reaching the next two finals. Well, it's been 9,057 days since that glorious night in Rome. Juventus Football Club still search desperately for their third UEFA Champions League crown. The ghost of yesteryears continues to eclipse the sun of the Bianconeris despite absolute dominance of Italian football in the last decade. The reign of club legend Andre Pirlo and football superhero Cristiano Ronaldo will be heavily dependent on bringing back European glory days. However, one team, like the biblical wall of Jericho, stands in their way tonight. In Pirlo's words, this is like a final. Portuguese giants and two-time winners of the Champions League Porto will hope to extend Juve's wait for a three Champions League title, while aiming themselves with hope of a Cinderella run in the competition this season with a 2-1 lead from the Estadio do Dragão. Well, talking about in faraway Germany, Borussia Dortmund, in the absence of the iconic yellow wall at the Signal Iduna Park, will look to fortify their quest to better their round of 16 finish last season, while turning their underwhelming season around as they battle Europa League custodians Sevilla. It's game, set, and match. The battle for redemption begins. And, well, a hearty welcome to you. It's Football Frenzy with Femi and the gang. I am Anthony, leading proceedings for the gang tonight, as we bring you all things UEFA Champions League football in two venues across Europe. It's a night where we look to reignite the champion spirit, the feeling and experience of this absolutely prestigious tournament. welcome to the broadcast once again. It's a big night, and hopefully we will not be disappointed with the performance of the 4 teams on parade. I'm not alone, surely. I've got the AZY herself joining me on this one. Brownish and Samuel Akan also will be linking up with me just in a moment. But AZY, super excited to have you. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, I'm Anthony, and good evening to you. Good evening to everyone, wherever you're listening to the sound of our voices from 267A Etime and Crescent. It's always fun to be on a Champions League night. Looking forward to seeing an upset. You look at Juventus, the home side went away and lost that game, making it back-to-back, trying to come back from trying to get into the next round after losing the first leg. This is the second time this is happening in the last 2 seasons for them. For FC Porto, when the draw was made back then, a lot of people did not really give Porto a chance against Juventus, because they felt like, yes, you talk about Juventus, they have a Cristiano Ronaldo, they have players that know what it means to play in the Champions League and all that. But they shockingly got that 2-1 victory against Juventus in the first leg. And for Juventus, they were able to get that crucial away goal in the first leg. So this is one game that it promises to be exciting, entertaining. Can Porto be able to knock Juventus out of this tournament? That is what I'm actually gunning for tonight. But we still have so much time for us, a lot of time for us to know who's going to come at us. But it's a Champions League, and also not just the Juventus versus Porto game. There's also another Champions League game going down out there in Germany. Dortmund taking on Sevilla as well, and it's confirmed Jordan Sancho is not starting for Dortmund tonight because he's out injured and is likely to even miss the forthcoming international matches for England. So games, you look at the 2 match venues, match centers right now, you would agree with me that both promises to be exciting and entertaining. Borussia Dortmund will always guarantee you goals. Sevilla is a side that score a lot of goals as well. For Juventus and Porto, I think the side that will be able to keep it clean at the back might just be able to get one over the other person.
Well, there you go, voice of the AZY, Serafina Napoleon. Well, just to keep you up to speed with how both sides will actually square up tonight. Well, I can confirm to you that Andre Pirlo makes 3 changes to the side who defeated Lazio 3-1 in the Serie A over the weekend. And it's, of course, Szczesny, the polishing goal, Bonucci, Merrick Demiral, Alexandro operating from the right-hand side of defense, and Cuadrado operating from the left-hand side. In the middle of the pack is Arthur Rabiot and Chiesa and Aaron Ramsey. Going forward, it's going to be the ammunition of Cristiano Ronaldo and Alvaro Morata. And on the bench for Juventus Football Club, they've got Pinsoglio, there's Buffon, Chiellini, Delete, who did actually pass a late fitness test to get involved with this one, Winston McKennie, Benedeschi, Di Pardo, Dragusin, and Fabrota, Fagiolo, and Kulisevsky on the bench. Why for Sergio Conceição side? 2 changes made from their win against Gil Vicente in Portugal, and it's Manchester in goal. Pepe and Chelsea Mbemba, both players also passing a late fitness test to get involved in this particular tie. Is Zaidis, Sanusi, and Manafa. And why in the middle of the packet it will be the combination of Uribe and Sergio Oliveira. There's also Jesus Corona and Otavio, and the combination of the Iranian Taremi and Marega going forward. On the bench, they've got Fabio Vieira, Nano Valsing, Tony Martinez, Felipe Anderson, Grujic, Luis Diaz, Loom, Diogo Late, and Diogo Costa. So there you go in terms of how both sides will line up right there in Turin. It's a massive game of really simmering proportions for both sides, most especially Juventus Football Club, who must overturn the deficit. 7 minutes played in that one, already we've seen goals scrambled twice at both ends, Sarafina.
I'm not surprised. You mentioned Oliveira. You look at the way he has started this season for FC Porto. He's been great for them. Scored 14 goals already for them in all competition this season. Even in their last game on Saturday, he also scored, and later, I think 4 minutes later, missed from the spot as well for FC Porto. You look at this Porto side. This is a side that a lot of people, just like I said before, they really don't give them the kind of accolades they deserve. This is a side that have given us some great players. You talk about Thiago Silva for currently plays for Chelsea, once played for FC Porto. Alexandro currently plays for Juventus, or at some point played for Porto. You want to talk about Ruben Neves, the Wolves player, also played for Porto at some point. Not forgetting James Rodriguez for Everton, Yao Felix for Atletico Madrid. So the list go on and on. If you see you look at these players I've mentioned, you just cannot help but say, yes, this Porto side, they might be a selling club because they might not really have that, they might not have the kind of financial backup other big clubs have, so they have no other option that to sell these players. But you talk about producing quality players, you talk about giving us players that you look at and say, yes, this is a talented player. I think you give it to Porto. So I'm not surprised with the way they've started. Just like you mentioned, Scrabble trying to get the opener in this one. You go back to their previous game against Juventus, the first leg, by the way, they scored early in that one. So it just shows you that they know how to score very early in the game and try to see if they can be able to kill off the game very early. So if they get the opener in this one, will I be surprised? The answer is no. Juventus right now, they know that I think the pressure is more on Juventus. You look at the fact that they went away, they lost the first leg, even though they scored that crucial one goal in that encounter. But now they're playing out there at home, and we all know the away goal rules and all that. So if Porto are able to score one goal right here, I think it's going to be a difficult mountain for Juventus to climb.
Well, a difficult mountain it will surely be tonight. Well, also to tell you that we've got our eyes, covering all things Dortmund, Sevilla at the BVB Stadion in Germany. And, of course, just to let you know, 3 changes made by coach Edith Terzic from their loss against the Barbarians over the weekend. It's Geertz in goal, Emre Can, Matt Hummels, Schultz, Murray. In the middle of the pack is a combination of the Hood, Delaney, Bellingham, and going forward is Thorgan Hazard, Erling Haaland, the man of the moment, and Marco Reus. And on the bench, Dortmund have got Boriki, Jalaka, Zagadou, Mukoko, the 17-year-old Brandt, Rainier, Pijak, Triggers, Paslak, Knopf, and Raschel. And why for Sevilla? Well, 9 major changes made by Julian Lopetegui from that loss against Elche over the weekend. It's the Moroccan goalkeeper Bonu who returns and goal for them. Jules Koundé and Diego Carlos also reignite their partnership at centre-half. And it's Jesus Navas, the captain of the side, who makes his 60th Champions League appearance tonight. And also Acuna will be operating from the left-hand side. In the middle, it's Oscar Rodriguez, Fernando Juan Jordán. And going forward will be the combination of Suso El Nasiri and Luis Ocampos, the Argentine. On the bench is Vatlik, Pastor, the Sergi Gomez, Rekik, Goudet, Luc de Jong, Rakitic, Munier, Escudero, Olivia Torres, Ivan Romero, and Gomez on the bench for Julian Lopetegui. That game, in the 11th minute, no goal to report yet in both venues. But of course, we do expect that both teams will come to the party with goals tonight, as we expect the very best of football in Turin and in Germany. Welcome once again, in case you're just joining us, 99.3 Nigeria Info, Nigeria's #1 station for news, talk and sports. And it's Football Frenzy with Femi and the gang on this amazing Champions League night. The second leg of the round of 16 fixtures in the UEFA Champions League is on the way, as Juventus look to obtain the odds. And, Dortmund on the flip side will be looking to consolidate on a 3-2 win in Seville. So we do hope to not be disappointed. Sarafina, just, I mean, looking at this Juventus side, who will be the X factor in this particular game? If you were to look at it from the point of the players in form who could potentially define a game, who would be the X factor in both games?
When you have a Ronaldo on the pitch of play, I think Ronaldo would always want to be. You would always want to name Ronaldo as your X factor. But the thing is, not just Ronaldo is the person that scores for Juventus. We've seen what's his name again. Alvaro Morata, so far so good for Juventus. He's been banging in the goals, and also not forgetting that he already has 6 goals in the Champions League this season for Juventus. So you look at the combination of Alvaro Morata, you also look at that of Cristiano Ronaldo. I think if they are able to create chances in this game, Alvaro Morata currently is one player who's on form. He knows how to bet. He's been able to find the back of the net couple of in some games now for what's his name now for Juventus. So it just shows you that it's all about creation of those chances. If they are able to create those clear-cut chances for those up front to score, there's no how the likes of Morata and also Ronaldo will not score for them. But the thing about this Andre Pirlo side is the fact that they've not really been consistent this season. That's just the problem. You see them win one game, the other game they're not really coming to the party. But but the silver lining for this side is the fact that Pirlo's men are proved as a tough opposition whenever they're playing at home. They've been able to record 10 wins and 2 draws from all 13 league contests so far this season in the league. So it just shows you that when they play at home, they are able to get the desired result. Can they be able to do it when you play in the league form is different from the Champions League's form. Just like some people would say, when you're playing the Champions League, you come with a different kind of spirit.
True.
So I just hope they'll be able to put on a different kind of spirit, that consistent kind of garment, so that they will be able to get one over FC Porto. But for me, I'm rooting for Porto tonight.
Well, she's rooting for Porto. Would get to feel your pulse over the phone lines at some point, but most importantly, get to read your messages as we give you all things Juventus, Porto, and Dortmund, Sevilla. Well, on my screens, Juventus, the home side, surely playing from left to right in their home jersey. A white top with a stripe of black, white shorts and white socks. The away side Porto come here with their home jersey. Away from home, it's an all blue top, blue shorts and blue socks. Playing from right to left. And so the man in charge of proceedings tonight, it's going to be a Dutch cast of referees, led by Björn Kuipers, the centre man who officiated the first leg between Barca and PSG. Will be the man who will be commanding things from the centre, assisted by Sander van Roekel and Erwin Zinstra. VR will be Paul van Bokel, assisted by Dennis Hiegler. And the fourth official will be Bas Nieuwhuis, all from the Netherlands. So it's a Dutch cast of officiating tonight in Turin. And while in Dortmund, it will be a Turkish cast led by Kunikar and assisted by Bating Duran, Tariq Ungun, and the video assistant referee, the Italian Massimiliano Irati, will be assisted by Mete Kalkoven from Turkey, and the fourth official will be Arda Kadesla from Turkey also. So there you go, the two very experienced center referees in charge of this game. I mean, Sarafina, you have a feeling that in games like this, you need the very best at the center. Because on several situations, there may need to be that bit of mastery and experience, as there seemed to be a situation in that game, Juve against Porto. It appears to be Taremi who actually went down in the box. And Demiral was in for that challenge. And as we speak, Björn Kuipers trying to communicate with the VAR to confirm if that will be a sport kick, Serafina.
It depends how you want to look at it. It did the Juventus player in that occasion. Did he go for the ball? Did he get the ball? The answer is no. He did not really get the ball in that occasion. And the Porto player actually went down in the middle, went down in the 18-yard area there. Just you mentioned something before that incident happened. You said in games like this, you need the very best. And this is it. For you to even be a part of the officiating referees in the Champions League, you need to be at your best. It's just like the World Cup. They would not want to take someone who is not up to the standard, take the person to go officiate at the World Cup.
And there you go. It's a penalty kick for Porto. And, well, they get a chance to go ahead in this particular game. And, well, it's a big night for them. Talking about Porto, they have gone ahead. And it's the man, Sergio Oliveira, with his 16th goal of the season from the spot. And as we speak, Porto lead in Turin. Two-time UEFA Champions League winners have come to Turin and have drawn the first blood. And it's Sergio Oliveira from the spot. Sent Wojciech Szczesny the wrong way. Bottom left-hand corner, and it's 1-0 Porto.
I'm not surprised. I remember we were having this conversation at some point, and I said, the way Porto they have started, I would not be surprised if they take the lead. They've been more offensive, and you look at the fact that whenever they get into that final third of this Juventus side, whenever they get into the 18-yard area, they look very, very dangerous. The Juventus side I don't even think, so far so good, Juventus have not really gotten to the final third of this Porto side as much as this Porto side have gotten to the final third of the Juventus side. And what does that tell you? On the offensive, you have to give it to Porto. They know that we are playing away from home. Yes, we might have won the first leg by 2-1, but if there is one side that knows how to score goals, you give it to Juventus because they have a Cristiano Ronaldo on the pitch, and they also have what's the name of this player again? They also have Alvaro Morata on the pitch as well. So they know that right now, let's go. If it means getting that one goal, it is very, very important in this game. And so far, so good. They've been able to get the opener. What does this tell you? It tells you that Porto, they mean business. For Juventus, if they fall short of this one tonight, then I'm going to say Andrea Pirlo is not really the right man for Juventus. Because how do you explain that you go away, you lost by 2-1 to Porto, and you've considered the first goal at home? Even though we do not have fans in the stadium, that is not an excuse.
Well, newsflash. Juventus are down. In case you're just joining the broadcast, well, it's Porto, Sergio Oliveira, who actually were buried from the sport a couple of minutes back. And it's goal number 4 for the man in 7 games in the UEFA Champions League this season. And surely not the way Andrea Pirlo must have envisaged a game of this magnitude to start, but the talking point now must be the response. What next for Juventus Football Club? Don't forget that you can share your thoughts on Twitter. And well, it's quite simple. Cristiano Ronaldo was majorly brought to this side to deliver European glory for Juventus Football Club. Now, if he fails, well, to actually do that, would you term his Juventus spell some sort of failure? If he fails to deliver the European trophy to Juventus, would you say that his spell in Juventus Football Club was some sort of failure? That's something that you can share your thoughts on our Twitter portal at Nigeria Info FM. We've got a post right there for you. Go share your thoughts, and would get your tweets read live on the broadcast. And don't forget, our WhatsApp portal is also open, Serafina.
Yeah, 08095975805. 08095975805.
There you go. So get your thoughts coming. What what a night this would be for Juventus. It's a long, long night for them, as they, well, would have to fight their way back into this one. Both sides have got their own fair share of history. The Bianconeri actually defeated Porto 2-1 in the 1984 European Cup Winners' Cup final in Brazil. I remember the likes of Beniminano, Vingola. Early effort was actually cancelled out by Antonio Moraes, Porto, who drew level through Antonio Souza. Well, Giovanni Trapattoni's Juventus did come out tops on that day, 2-1. And most recently, the engagement in the 2001-2002 UEFA Champions League first group stage, where Juventus actually took 4 points off Porto. A 0-0 draw in Portugal and a 3-1 victory in Turin ensured that Juve came out tops in that particular group stage fixtures of the UEFA Champions League. Most recently in 2016-2017, where Juventus actually defeated Porto home and away, 2-0 in Turin, 1-0 away in Portugal in the group stage of the UEFA Champions League. And here they face off. A big day, but Porto have started the better side after Sergio Oliveira from the sport in the 90th minutes of giving Sergio Conceicão's side, well, some bit of respite as they look to defend the win they got from the first leg. That's 99.3 Nigeria info. We are FEMI and the gang. It's a big night, UEFA Champions League football, right here on the nation's #1 station for news, talk and sports. And as we speak, 20 minutes played in Turin, no goal in Germany. 25 minutes also played in that center. And a big miss, Jadon Sancho, well, not available for Edin Terzic's side, as they actually look to seal a quarter-final berth after being knocked out in the round of 16 at this stage last season against eventual finalist Paris Saint-Germain. And Sarafina, just to go back to that game, Juve Porto, we're seeing the efforts of our very own Zaidu Sanusi, you know, trying to get into really dangerous positions from the left-hand side. And you'd say, for all that this is worth, Juventus have not really shown desperation to get back in this game.
I think tonight's Champions League games is a tale of the wayside, because you look at it for Juventus. I really do not understand a one shot on target. For Porto, the wayside, three shots on target, and not just that. Also, they've not really been that threatening whenever they are with the ball. It's like they are playing so relaxed, like big men, like they have arrived. Meanwhile, they've not arrived. That's the kind of attitude I'm actually seeing from this Juventus side. I can actually count the number of times I've seen the ball touch the feet of any of these Juventus players. But for FC Porto, it's more like they are hustlers. We want to hustle for the game. Whatever good thing that happens to us on the pitch of play tonight, we know that is down to hard work. Now, talking about that man, Alvaro Morata, we just saw a brilliant chance from him. It was a ball which was floated in from the right-hand side. By the end of the day, he tried so hard to put it in the back of the net, but the goalkeeper actually came out to say, okay, you know what? It's not going to go in tonight. So good one for the goalkeeper, and also good one for Alvaro Morata. He should be scoring from there, but thanks to the goalkeeper, the ball did not go into the back of the net.
Well, quite a big chance for Juventus Football Club. Alvaro Morata, one-on-one with Machesen, but somehow just failed to hit the target. Combination between Juan Cuadrado and the Spaniard. Ball floated in from the left to the right. And, well, some good goalkeeping from Machesen. This game just reminds me me of what we saw with Ajax. You know, and this Juve side. Lots of worry because when you parade the kind of players Juventus Football Club parade, games like this, you should show class, you should show, that you're the better side.
And that's the problem. In the game against Ajax, a lot of people came up with the excuse that the reason why Ajax were able to get one over Juventus was because of the fact that they had young players, youthfulness. The players can actually run from here to Ogidi in Anambra State, and they won't get tired, and the rest of it. Now you are playing again. I think after that loss to Ajax, they should have been able to understand their weakness. They should have been able to know that, yes, look at what happened to us against Ajax. We should be able to build on that. Now they come into this game after that loss to that defeat in the hands of Ajax. You're playing against FC Porto side. Yes, they have some not. You cannot compare the youthfulness of the FC Porto side to that of the Ajax players. Good and fine, but then again, that is not an excuse. This is a Porto side. I think they are 10 points behind the number one. Sporting in the league out there in Portugal. Now you're taking on a Juventus side. The problem of Juventus this season, I don't want to say is over reliance on Cristiano Ronaldo. No, that is not the problem. But the problem is the lack of consistency. I already said it before. Today they play very well. The next game, they know that they're not coming to the party. And also you look at how they've been able to give Inter Milan so much room out there in the Serie A, and it looks like Inter Milan might just be running away with the title out there. So the Champions League is the most. I think for Juventus right now, it's not about winning the Serie A. It should be about the Champions League, and losing to Sporting Lisbon does not really. I say Sporting Lisbon. Losing to FC Porto does not really show you that. Does not issue that strong statement from a powerhouse like Juventus.
Well, talking about Juventus, who are in the last 16 for the 7th season in a row, had never previously lost to the Portuguese side. Having won 4, drawn 1. Came into this particular tie having finished first in Group G thanks to a remarkable matchday 6 triumph at Barcelona. But all of that will not matter if they don't get the desired victory tonight in Turin. Pictures of Andre Rabiot with a strike from 25 yards out was easily, just caught by the goalkeeper Machesing. I've got Samuel Akpan in the building, and you'd also get to feel his vibrations tonight as we give you more perspective to all things Juventus, Porto, and Dortmund, Sevilla. Welcome to the broadcast, Samuel.
Good evening, Tony. Nice to be here. Fantastic evening. Great Champions League football already kicked off, and apologies, I must say, for turning in late today. I had to take care of a few technical issues out there in the newsroom. But great to be here. Exciting football, like I said, and it couldn't have started any better for me, Tony, because the underdogs of some sort, have taken the lead here. And that only makes for an interesting game of football, because now we see Juventus backs against the walls, they have to respond. And I think that's what we will see in the end. I've listened, while in the newsroom, listened to yourself and Sarafina talk about how the records don't really favor Juventus in recent times. But then again, I think they have all it takes to turn this one around. I wouldn't be too excited if I were, Conceição, really. That's the Porto coach, because there's still enough time. You spoke about great comebacks in Champions League football. We've seen loads and loads of them. And maybe this time I just come to bring the same feeling for us tonight. So, great start, you want to say, from Porto. All credit must go to them, getting that first goal to really ruffle the feathers of Juventus. But then, like I said, Tony, it's only early days. We've got loads of time to turn this tie around. I'm not saying I'm a Juventus fan. I'm just saying, for the sake of football, loads of time to turn this one around. But excited to be here finally.
Now, the problem with Juventus is the fact that the records do not really favor them. Now, they've been eliminated from 5 of their last 6 UEFA Champions League knockout ties when losing the first leg. So now they lost the first leg. Now they are playing the return leg, and they are currently losing. Do you know what it means that Porto won the first game by 2-1, and they are currently leading out there in Italy? It's a strong statement. Honestly, I'm not trying to take anything away from Juventus. They say football, anything can happen, but I can tell you that Juventus will not get to the next round of this tournament. It's done and dusted. Yes, 34
That's a big
minutes.
statement.
34 minutes have been played already, but I can tell you that
it's a big statement.
they will, with what I'm seeing, they will not get past this FC Porto side. If there's a side that will get the next goal, it's likely to be Porto.
Tony,
Samuel.
just to
Samuel.
just to make a case for Juventus, I think you go back 2 or 3 seasons ago against the more fancied Atletico Madrid.
True.
Right there, they had that first leg disadvantage. Came back to this same stadium and turned it around. Everybody thought, oh, it's Atletico Madrid. It's Diego Simeone's side. They will defend for their lives, but they hit them for 3. And then they had a certain man who still plays for Juventus today, Cristiano Ronaldo. And we know with CR7, it only takes a split second and he's going to score a brace or a hat-trick. So I think it's good for the neutrals. It's good that Porto has taken the lead. I mean, Porto are a very fantastic side. What Conceição has really done to that team, it can't be underestimated, really.
True.
But I just think with the quality of the players Juventus have playing at home, Kulusevski, Bernardeschi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Dybala, if he comes on, and all of these players, it only takes, I tell you, Tony, it only takes one goal. It only takes one goal from Juventus to draw
start
one
that comeback.
and it starts all over. And then you go back, Champions League history, Tony. We've seen sides, big sides, turn around score lines. Barcelona did it against PSG. Chelsea's done it against Napoli. Liverpool has done it against Barcelona. And I just think, no disrespect to Porto, but it's Juventus. It's Juventus. It's the old lady.
If Juventus don't get a goal in the first half, I can tell you that they're not coming back.
That's a big one. Juventus Football Club. They must respond. They need 3 goals here to actually stand a chance of progressing to the quarterfinals. And Cristiano Ronaldo and Ramsey, Chiesa, all of these players trying to create something. I mean, just to come to you, Samuel, looking at that formation that Andre Pirlo decided to go with today, which, well, if you look at it from another perspective, it could potentially be a 3-5-2, where Juan Cuadrado gets to, drop permanently, into the left-hand side of the attack, operating, and then Chiesa also, well, trying to read some of the things he did say, that they needed more bodies, they needed to be more active going forward. But so far, so good. They haven't particularly created. Porto have got more attempt on goal, more shots on target in this game after 35 minutes.
Yeah, and no surprises again, Tony. Juventus are under pressure. Porto really don't need to do much. They have the advantage already in this side, and it's even more dangerous now for Juve that they've actually cancelled the away goal Juventus scored in the first leg.
True.
So Juventus now have to score 3, like
Absolutely.
you said. And that's a massive task for them. But talking about the formation, really, a bit of nerves, I thought, when I saw it on the part of the manager, Andrea Pirlo, rookie manager, again, you want to say in this game. That's why he's deployed it that way. But it's identical to the team that played over the weekend and defeated Lazio. Just a few changes with Cristiano Ronaldo, coming into the side and all that. But I think, where does he have to go? The midfield for me, Adrian Rabiot, who scored over the weekend, but Chiesa also scored over the weekend, and all the it's what you would expect him to have put out. I don't see any major changes. Ramsey, we know, can be very, very creative for them in midfield as well as Adrian Rabiot. So I thought the midfield for me is quite compact, and that's where he's intending to win the game from the midfield. But Porto have come in with maybe slightly identical formation, you want to say as well. But the energy and the drive from Porto and the determination is what is giving them, that early advantage in this game. But like I said, they have the materials. If you look at the game against Lazio at the weekend, Lazio scored first. Lazio were dominating. But it only took a couple of minutes for Juve to turn that one around, and they turned it in super fast style. So I think it's good that they've started this way. But I wouldn't really fault the manager, that's Andrea Pirlo, for the way he's put out the side. Because if I were him, I wouldn't have made much changes to that side that won over the weekend. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously had to come back, and that's the major thing to the formation. So great stuff so far. Let's not get too worried about this one.
The reason
Samuel seems
I'm so confident. I'm so comfortable.
For me, part of the reason I think the reason why we've seen Juventus struggle so far in this game is because of the way the Porto side they are being set up. Now they are not set up in a way where they want to play defensive kind of football, try to absorb the pressure. No, what they are doing is while I try to keep it clean at the back, I also have players that can also come toe to toe and try to get the ball, move the ball from the defense to the midfield and down to the final third. So if they were playing, Samuel mentioned something during the course of his talk. He said during the game between Borussia Dortmund, not Borussia Dortmund, against Juventus and Atletico
Lazio.
Madrid.
Okay.
Atletico Madrid
Previous weekend.
some seasons ago that they felt that the Atletico what's that Juventus will be able to struggle against Atletico Madrid that defend. You've forgotten that the Atletico Madrid side they are not set up to score goals. They are set up to absorb pressure. The Porto side are not set up that way. They're set up in a way like, yes, I can absorb the pressure. I can also play ball if I decide to ball in the midfield. So that is part of the reason why they're actually struggling against the side.
And, well, there you go. Erling Haaland have banged in the goal for Borussia Dortmund. And there you go, the record for the Norwegian with the highest Champions League goal have been broken. That record was set by Man United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 19 goals, 18 goals now in 77 appearances. But it is only taking Erling Haaland 14 games to break that record. And Borussia Dortmund lead at the BVB Stadion in Germany. You cannot bet against him scoring. He's always going to deliver, and that he has done. It's 1-0. Borussia Dortmund leads, Samuel.
It was never in doubt, Tony, as to that one. And the build-up play to that goal was pretty pristine, you must say, from Borussia Dortmund. That's what we've come to see about them over the years. When they attack with so much verve and so much swagger. And that's exactly what they did to Sevilla. You want to say, Tony, maybe Sevilla should take a leaf from FC Porto at this point in time, the way they've attacked the game. But, different scenarios, different conditions, and different players, really. But credit to Dortmund. They've done what they needed to do, 3-2 from the first. And they were quite super in that first leg against Sevilla in Spain. They did the job. They were very clinical. Erling Haaland, is always going to come to the party. He's always going to out-muscle and outpace players and get into areas. And that's the thing for me, the key thing about Erling Haaland, his ability to get into those areas where he can have those tapping like we saw on this occasion, empty net, and it's pretty easy for him. But credit to Dortmund. They really started well and they deserved the goal on the basis of what we've seen in the opening half an hour. They've been brilliant. Marco Reus and Co have just been running rings. And it doesn't really show that they miss the young man from England, Jadon Sancho, because he's not in the side today. But they've been very, very brilliant. The likes of Holland have been terrific in this game so far. So great one for them. No surprises. Maybe Tony might just be hiding for Sevilla.
Well, let me also tell you that Borussia Dortmund's Erling Haaland is now the first player in the history of the UEFA Champions League to score 2 or more goals in 4 consecutive appearances. Boomba, the name, Erling Haaland. We've got Brownish joining us tonight. Brownish, you're welcome. Talk to me.
Borussia Dortmund versus Sevilla. Actually, contrary to what Samuel said, I do feel like Borussia Dortmund got that goal against the run of play. At the start of the game, Sevilla were doing the job. Basically, they were bossing possession, playing the ball into those dangerous areas, and Erling Haaland couldn't even get on the ball. There was no outward player, and I felt like they did miss Jadon Sancho, someone who could basically take the ball from the back and run out, and Haaland could play off. It was a problem for Haaland. He couldn't. There was no hold-up play he was going to hold up because there was nobody running out from the back. Because every single time Borussia Dortmund sent that ball up front, he was swarmed immediately by 2 or 3 white shirts, basically trying to get the ball off him. But of course, quality cannot be denied. And the way he put that ball in the back of the net and his positioning both on and off the ball is absolutely superb. And Borussia Dortmund just showed the difference between the side who are more used to, who are more comfortable in European competitions, talking about the Champions League in general in this occasion, and the side who will probably suffer in European competitions, because of course Sevilla just needed that little bit of quality to break through that Borussia Dortmund defense, and they never actually got it until and now Dortmund have shown them how exactly to slice through the defense and get the ball into the back of the net. So it's a great one for Borussia Dortmund. Very mature play, very interesting display from them. They kept their patience and eventually won out for them. And the quality up front is just mind-blowing. I'm sure Sevilla at this point are ruining all the chances they spurned.
Well, there you go. We've got at least a goal in the two venues we are covering for you tonight. Erling Haaland in the 35th minute. And in faraway Turing, it's the man Sergio Oliveira who actually buried from the spot in the 90th minute to actually give Porto the lead away from home. It could just be a dark night for Andrea Pirlo. How has a side falling like a pack of cards? Well, we've got at about 45 minutes to play, 42 at the moment. And it's still Juventus Football Club searching and looking for a leveler before they start going for the winner here. Juventus have only lost 5 of their 45 European matches at the Juventus Stadium, having won 28 and drawn 12. But quite shockingly, 4 of those defeats have come in their last 13, Sarafina. And that tells you a drop in their recent form in the competition.
If there's one thing we've been able to see this season is strange results. Look at what is happening out there at Anfield. A lot of clubs this season, they've been able to break records and create more records. So I'm not really surprised. Just like you read out the statistics, this is one season that Juventus, they've not been consistent. Imagine a season where if they don't wake up, they get to lose the Serie A to Inter Milan, and not just that as well. You look at the way they are playing in the Champions League. Imagine losing the Serie A.
But they top their group, Serafina.
That's the problem. Sometimes topping the group does not really reflect a team's strength. No, sometimes it's down to you being able to just get those important points against your opponents. It can just make you top the group. That's how I see it. Because this is a group that also had Barcelona also during the group stage. So it's not just all about topping your group. The kind of performances you put up can actually tell if this side is ready for business. For Juventus, their performances this season across all competition does not really show like a team that are consistent, like a team that mean business. And I'm really, really sorry for Andre Pello.
Well, talking about being sorry, he'd be more sorry for himself if they don't pull through tonight, because it's surely one of the most important things he will be judged, giving his performance with the side. Don't forget that we've got a post up on Twitter, and it's simple. Just tell us, would you deem Cristiano Ronaldo's spell with Juventus some sort of failure if he fails to deliver the UEFA Champions League title? And on the other end, how far do you think Erling Haaland can take Juventus in the UEFA Champions League this season? That's all happening right there on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. This one says that Arokola John, Cristiano will be a total failure if he doesn't get a Champions League trophy for Juve, because before him, Serie A was for Juve. It will be disappointing for him.
Anthony, I think there are some clubs that there are some managers they sign, there are some players they bring in. You already know the reason why why they bring you to those clubs. For instance, when Bayern signed Pep Guardiola at some point, it was not to win the German Bundesliga. When Neymar made that move from Barcelona to PSG, they did not sign Neymar to come win the Ligue 1 title for them. So you look at Juventus, they did not bring in Cristiano Ronaldo simply because they want to win the Serie A title. Even without Ronaldo, they've done it over and over
9
again.
times.
So it just shows you that it's all about a particular project. And the project for Juventus is how to win the Champions League. That is what they want. And that's why they've put in so much resources to try and see if we'll be able to win it. Just the same way with PSG, just the same way with Bayern Munich at some point. So it's not just all about saying, come join the team. Yes, we're going to make money from the sale of your shirts and all that. No, it's all about the important trophy, that one trophy which has eluded the club for so long. And for Juventus, it happens to be the Champions League.
4 minutes having added in Turin. And well, one man gets into the center referee's book talking about Octavio. It's well, quite aggressive he was in that instance, and well, it's been cautioned by Biancupis in that game. Dortmund Sevilla, 2 minutes having added on, and well, it's a few seconds left before the center referee officially calls things quit in that venue. Juventus Football Club doing all they can, but this Porto side have been absolutely solid, rock solid at the back. The combination of very experienced Chancel Mbemba and Pepe have got to be one that Samuel, I mean, these two defenders had to pass a late fitness test to make it for this game. And that shows you how important Sergio Conceição did look at these players as integral to whatever they would be doing in Turin tonight.
It's a big night, Tony. So you need all of your big players with all the experience they can to, prosecute a tie like this. High stakes tie. Everything goes into this one definitely. And you can see on the basis of 45 minutes plus that we've seen so far how important they have been to that setup. All the chances Juventus have managed to carve out or try to carve out have been smothered by these guys. Monster defenders, you want to say. Pepe, obviously, we can't speak enough of him from his days at Real Madrid.
Absolutely.
And even starting off at FC Porto. I was watching the magazine show earlier in the week where he spoke about the fact that he learned so much. He came in at Porto to replace the former Chelsea legend Ricardo Carvalho, and he's learned so much from that, played alongside some of the best defenders in world football, Sergio Ramos most notably as well. So that's what the experience is brought into that side, and you can see why Conceição spoke really highly about them. So it's going to take a really, really humongous effort, and then again, concentration for the remaining 45 minutes in the second half from these players to get them to the to the promised land, really, because we're just halfway there as it stands. Yes, you've had a stellar 45 minutes, but things could go wrong. Champions League ties can turn around in one split second, but we must give them all the credit for the performance they've put. Alvaro Morata and Cristiano Ronaldo have been limited to chances, and very few chances, not clear-cut ones so far. So creditable stuff done there by FC Porto, especially those two monsters at the back.
Well, there you go, the end of the first 45 in Turin. It's Juventus who go into the break, well, having been pegged by Sergio Oliveira in the 19th minute. And in far away Dortmund, it's that man Erling Haaland who, well, separates the both sides after a really stellar strike in the 35th minute. It's happening right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are Femi and the gang, and it's Football Frenzy. All things Champions League football tonight. And truly, the first 45 having particularly disappointed. We've seen goals. Hopefully the second 45 can give us even more. Stick around, people. We'll be right back to take your messages, your calls, and your reactions across social media sphere. Stick around.
Europe's elite competition. The stakes are high right from the start.
It's a very long journey, thousands of miles to travel, and of course commentator and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to FEMI and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
There's something about a beer that brings people together, even while they're apart. That's available in 192 countries, yet feels at home in every home. That bears the hallmark of quality and a distinct touch of class that creates the premium taste. There's something about a beer in the green bottle. There's something about a Heineken. Heineken is not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hi everyone, Martin Tyler here, English Premier League commentator, UEFA Champions League commentator, and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to FEMI and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's V Money from Tanzania, and you're cooling with Femi and the Gang on Nigeria Info.
Hi guys, I'm Thierry Henry and I'm hanging out with Femi and the Gang. Nigeria Info.
It's been quite a half we just had in the UEFA Champions League. Well, two games simultaneously, of course. And we've got something to talk about, really. Two goals were spread across these two venues, one in Dortmund and another right there in Turin. Well, it's time for us to get your reactions and also get to take your messages as we count down to the second 45. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are Femi and the Gang. It's Football Frenzy. And I am Anthony, but you can call me The Voice. Well, let's get straight to the phone lines. 08014657190. I'll take that number once again. 014657190. Do well to reach out to us. Let's feel your vibrations. Are you watching the game? Or are you listening to us? What do you make of all of this? And the question which I did ask, if Juventus Football Club fail, well, to taste European glory, would you term the Cristiano Ronaldo's project as some sort of failure? And also, how far do you think Erling Haaland can take Borussia Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League this season? Let's get to hear your voice. Who have we got on the phone lines? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Joseph from Ogun State.
Can you speak up? Can you speak up?
Joseph from Ogun State.
Okay. Talk to us.
Well, in the second half, I see Juventus come back to win.
Okay, you see Juventus Football Club coming back to win. Thank you for that one. Let's get to the next one. Hello, good evening to you. Okay, please try back. 014657190. Hello there.
Hello there.
Okay, so you've got to turn down the volume on your radio set or switch it off completely so we don't get to hear some sort of feedback. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Chibache, calling from Agege.
Turn down the volume on your radio set. Have you done that?
Yes, done that.
Okay, so talk to us quickly.
Yeah, Juventus will win 2-1.
Juventus will win 2-1, but you know they wouldn't qualify if they win 2-1.
Yeah, they will not qualify, but they will win.
Okay, that's a technical one. Let's see who is there. Good evening to you. It's Football Frenzy. Okay. Let's check out this one. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Robert.
Yes, Robert, you're welcome to the broadcast. Talk to us.
Juventus. I don't know if they will qualify, but I don't really know. Porto is a good side. Ronaldo is not on this game. And I don't know your name, Oga. It's like I'm learning you for the
First time. Right? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'll say that once
I
again.
I want you to be a little bit lively. Let us enjoy the commentary.
We are. We are.
It's like.
Thank you. We are. Okay. Hello. Hello there.
Hello, Tony the voice.
Yes. Can you turn down the volume on your radio set, please? Have you done that?
The radio.
Hello? Okay. Let's check out this one once again.
Tony the voice.
Yes, good evening to you.
Good evening, how are you?
Very well, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Mr. Frank. I'm calling from Ojualaba.
You're welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, why are you there?
Hi, good evening to you.
So let's go. What's your take?
This is Mr. Frank once again.
Okay.
The Juventus game, I don't think if they have anything to offer. Because they lost their first game 2-1. And now they are 1-0 down. So are they coming back from? Are they coming back from from Badagry? The game is finished now.
Okay. So no way back.
No way back. I'm not seeing anything.
It's all right. Thank you very
We are
much.
waiting for them for next season.
Okay.
They have tried, even to qualify like this, they have tried.
All right.
But for the other one, I don't know much about them.
Dortmund Sevilla?
Yeah, I don't know much about them.
Okay. Let's hope that your predictions comes to fruition. All right. Thank you very much. Who have we got?
Hello.
Yes. Good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Aja. My name is Obina.
Obina, you are welcome. Talk to us quickly.
Yeah, I wish Juventus to win by 3-1.
Okay. Juventus to win by 3-1. How about the Dortmund game? Are you following that?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you see happening in that venue?
Yeah, I hope Dortmund is going to take the day.
Okay.
So Sevilla, their own spell, their main event is Europa League.
Right.
I think they know how to play Europa League than Champions League.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. I think we'll just take a little break from the phone lines and get to hear what you are texting to us on WhatsApp. Brownish, I've got that one covered.
Yeah, absolutely. This message says, good evening, Anthony and the gang. To be a massive failure if actually his signing was to deliver European glory. This is Matthew from Afapa. He also goes on to say, Dortmund, Porto, PSG, and Liverpool will make it to the quarterfinals this week. And then another message says, good evening, Femi and the gang. My name is Ahmed from Ipaja. When it comes to Ronaldo, I have never seen him getting it for Juve, as I was not happy he left my darling club, Real Madrid. And then this message says, good evening, guys. I just don't understand what Juventus is doing this night, though. They should just win either half for me. Francis from Agric Ikorodu. And then this message says, it's from Bagamus from Gbenga. He says, Ronaldo isn't a failure because he went there to dominate the league. And since he got there, he has dominated the league and made his mark. Juve might fail, but CR7 can't. And then another message says, good evening, everyone. Olaoluwa from Igondo. Porto will qualify to play Chelsea in the quarter-finals. Very interesting comment there. And then this message is from Olalikon from Ayobo. He says, Ronaldo is not. Moving on. Another message that basically says, good evening, guys. Ronaldo is going to come back, but I'm not going to bet my testicles like Arturo Vidal. And then this message is from Gideon from Kurudu. He says, good evening, guys. Are you guys not live on Facebook anymore? Good job, guys. Keep it up. Love for you all. I think we were live earlier this evening. This message says, good evening, guys. In the building. I'm Yusuf from Agege. If Juventus fail to qualify, I don't think it will be a total failure for CR7. Fine, he might have been signed because of the Champions League, but he's been doing his best except for this season. He alone can't win it if others don't wake up. Thanks. And
Two
then
more? Two more?
messages. This message says, "Good evening, guys. Haaland is the next CR7. Lol. I thought he was the next Lewandowski a few minutes ago." And this message says, "Hello, I'm Simon from Yanikaja. It's not just working for Juve in the Champions League. I don't see them qualifying, though anything is possible. And for Sevilla, Europa is their part."
Okay, thank you very much, Brownish. Samuel, quite quickly, in 30 seconds, anyway, back for Juve.
Absolutely. 45 minutes of football still to come. Now they need 3 goals to go through to the tie. But you want to say, based on what we saw in the first half, not encouraging. They haven't really
At all.
battered this Porto defense, and that's credit to the Portuguese side, really. But like I've been saying all evening, it only takes a couple of minutes, 1 goal, and maybe the floodgates will open. But I'm sure that's what the manager, Andrea Pirlo, would have told them at halftime. We really have to go for this. We really have to start taking chances and creating and all that. And then we can put ourselves in that position to turn this tie around. And you look at the face of that man, Cristiano Ronaldo, it tells you it's going to be a different second half performance from them. So hopefully, from a Juventus perspective, they can turn the tie around. But so far, it's all been Porto.
Okay, well, let's hope that they actually turn this one around, depending on which side of the divide that you actually stand. Well, let's get ready for the second 45. The players are on the turf, and well, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Hopefully, we get more goals as we lighting up the night right here in Lagos. It's 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we are back for the second 45 of the second leg of this respective fixtures in the UEFA Champions League round of 16 tie. And we've got 2 games covered for you simultaneously. One at the BVB Stadion in Germany, where Borussia Dortmund taken Sevilla, and the other at the Juventus Stadium in Turin. 1 goal apiece scored in both venues, one coming from the boots of Sergio Oliveira for Porto in the first 45 from the Sport, and then the other actually coming from that man Erling Haaland in the 35th minute of this counter. So it's a big expectation as we hope that the second 45 can deliver the goods. And don't forget, we've got you covered on Twitter. Just head straight to Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. And the question is, if Cristiano Ronaldo fails to deliver European glory for Juventus, do you think this project, the Cristiano Ronaldo's project, is some sort of failure? And also, how far do you think Erling Haaland can take Borussia Dortmund in the UEFA Champions League this season? And talking about that man, has a true son of his father, Erling Haaland with the second on the night. No one can stop him from scoring. He's averaged at least 2 goals in every game he has played in the UEFA Champions League this season. And talk about goals, he has scored his 20th as we speak. Although the center referee, Kehinde is trying to reassess that one. But in the meantime, Borussia Dortmund take the lead at home. And what a way to respond in the second 45, Brownish.
Wow. He was just running through the defense and bowling defenders over like bowling pins. But that's the strength and the quality of Erling Haaland, you know. He's quite a brute in the 18-yard 6-yard area. He's never going to go down unless he has the possibility of getting a penalty. And it's quite clear that he came into this game to absolutely dominate Sevilla. And even though in the first exchanges of the first half, Sevilla never actually let him exercise his muscles, but he's come into the second half absolutely firing. He had a bit of an altercation, which is why VAR is checking it right now. But I do think it was as a result of a lot more strength. He was stronger than the Sevilla defender there, who went down under the challenge and then left him a free, wide open goal to try and test the goalkeeper. So it's still undergoing a check, but Haaland has certainly shown his intent in the second half with the way he's tried his best to put the ball into the back of the net yet again. And Sevilla are looking very, very bad at this point. Julian Lopetegui is going to be livid.
And the centre referee Kehinde actually taking a look at that once again. Seemed to be some sort of challenge of Haaland on Jules Koundé while he was attempting to hit that ball. But of course we await decision from the centre referee in a moment. Or will that be deemed some sort of... Well, and there you go, the goal. Well, does look like it has been, well, chopped off.
Oh wow! I think they might have gotten a penalty.
It's now a penalty.
The referee is looking at that one. There was a bit of a shove on the part in the build-up to that goal from Jules Koundé on Haaland. He went to the floor. I think that's the build-up to the initial chance. So that's what they are giving here. The referee is chalking up the goal and giving a penalty for a foul on the player Erling Haaland.
And talking about comebacks, the comeback is on for Federico Chiesa. And Juventus Football Club will begin their fight to redemption on a night where they need not just one, but two, but three, and maybe four. Chiesa, like he did in the first leg, have given the Bianconeris a lifeline here, but they must complete the job. It's Juve 1, Porto 1.
But I was going to call you overdose there, but Tony, really, great. I said it as concerns the Juventus game. I never really thought Juventus would come out in the second half and not be a better team than we saw them in the first half. So great stuff. Federico Chiesa, this man is in some rich vein of form, really. Scored a couple of goals in his last couple of matches there. But Tony, the drama is actually in Germany here because the initial effort, the goal has been chalked off. The Erling Haaland goal we spoke about has been chalked off.
Play was taken back.
About 3 minutes back to give a penalty for an initial. This is crazy stuff, you want to say. And Haaland has the opportunity to score yet again to bring that score back to 2-0. But, Tony, drama out there in Germany because Erling Haaland will be furious right now with the referee because he's missed the penalty that was given. So, scored a goal, chalked off, had a chance to score from the penalty spot, and Erling Haaland has put that one into the arms of the goalkeeper, who saves brilliantly.
Absolutely. Bonu, who actually shrugged off an injury to getting to this particular side. The Moroccan was quite alert to the danger, dived to his right-hand side, and well, Erling Haaland will cause his luck at this point. Well, just to give you a reflection on how both teams...
Drama.
Well, that penalty will be retaken.
Controversy.
Can we turn off that TV, please? Can we turn off the TV?
Quite dramatic.
Very
in
controversial.
Germany. Was he off his line?
He came off the line.
He looked. He was. Why do goalkeepers do this though? You already know. So.
He
came off his line. Oh dear Lord.
This is one rule, Tony. I mean, this is one rule I've never really understood why it's been made, because you make it so easy for the striker and
It's an issue
difficult for the goalkeeper.
It's an issue of
advantage,
measurements, right? advantages.
Yeah.
So
The advantage already lies with the striker 12 yards from goal. So
Yeah,
why make
no,
it
it
more
doesn't.
easy for him?
It doesn't.
Because I don't see. I mean, I'm not a goalkeeper, Tony. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, standing on the touchline, you don't expect me
Yeah.
to just stand still and dive on the touchline.
No,
It's
but here's the
difficult.
thing, right? One foot has to be on the touchline.
It makes
So
it difficult to make a save.
It
It makes
doesn't
it really
because
difficult.
we've seen goalkeepers have both feet or 1 foot on the touchline and still make that save. You know,
That's because
and
it's a
not
terrible penalty.
no, it doesn't have to be a terrible penalty, you know, because here's why. When you dive to your left hand side or to your right hand side, it's the foot that you use to anchor yourself that pushes off. That foot has to stay on that line, because if it doesn't, then I mean, you've gotten the advantage over the striker. You caused a penalty. You're not supposed to have an advantage. There's a reason why it's a penalty. And in the end...
My stats may be wrong, Tony, very quickly. By the way, Haaland has scored that
Yes,
goal.
yes.
He's made it 2 goals to nil. My point is, ever since we made this rule, we've seen a lot of players now stutter. You know, they step up and they stop. And you see goalkeepers rarely make a save off of penalties these days.
Unless, of
Players
course, they are
like
Mendy.
Jorginho and Co, they
Ter
just...
Stegen.
Well, you can't say that. They just put the ball in the back of the net so easily because the goalkeepers don't even have the time to make that save. It's crazy stuff. I never really understood it, but hey, it's IFAB.
Well, it's IFAB, and we're all subject to whatever they cook up. In this instance, well, finally, Erling Haaland gets his goal. Quite excitingly, amidst the drama in Dortmund. And there seemed to be some sort of handbag situation between the players. And Kunekake is, well, showing his yellow card. And it's like Erling Braut Haaland would get into the center referee's book, as well as Jules Koundé.
He deserved that. He really deserved that.
That was rude.
That was rude. That was maybe some sort of redemption for him. He lost the first penalty, scored the second one, and went to rile up the goalkeeper Bono for Sevilla. That's not allowed, and that's some of the Dortmund Sevilla players took exception to that one and stepped up to Haaland to tell him, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And the referees actually booked both Haaland, and he still went on. He still went on to remonstrate to the referee again by doing the typical goal celebration. So it's crazy stuff here. But Haaland and Dortmund are still in the lead.
Talking about drama, we head straight to Turin, and we've seen a red card to Mehdi Taremi. And this is absolutely never what we saw coming. Mehdi Taremi have been sent off by the center referee Bjorn Kuipers.
What was that?
There was a challenge. The center referee called a free kick. Taremi unknowingly played the ball over, and it was a heated conversation between the striker and the center referee. It was first a yellow card and then a red card. What a night!
It's what I said. I mean, these players have all, and you have to be disappointed with the player there. I mean, all of the experience you have, high stakes football matches. You don't let a rush of blood to the head moment happen to you. There was absolutely no need to kick out at the ball like that. I mean, the foul had been called by the referee. There was no danger on that one. It's just a typical free kick in the center of the circle, and he took the ball and kicked it into the stands, and that's provoked a second yellow card for him. And now he's sent off. It's what I said, Tony, in the first half. They did the job 45 minutes. You have to keep your composure. You have to concentrate in the game. Now it's pretty much self-implosion because Juventus have gotten themselves back into the lead, and now they have an extra man advantage. You can imagine the pressure that will come on them. It's still something they can do, Porto. Hold on to this one and see it through. But at the moment, I think it's more of Porto giving the game to Juve than Juve really doing enough to take the game to them. So, dangerous one for them. Conseja have got to come up with all of the tactical nous he has inside of him to keep this one at 1-1, because you can only expect the kitchen sink, the building, everything. Juventus are going to throw this one into the game.
At the weekend, we saw Man United take on Manchester City, and as a United fan, I did not even feel twitchy going into that one. But coming into the second half of this one, I felt nervous because
You did.
I really don't know what to say, but that red card just spoiled this game for me. Yeah, it did. That player in that occasion, he shouldn't be doing things like that. You're playing against a Juventus side that. Okay.
Drama, drama, drama. Federico Chiesa almost making it 2 for Juventus Football Club.
Who be this guy, safe?
He was 1v1 with the goalkeeper. With his head, took the ball past Machessing. And all he needed was to just play it into an empty net. But the defensive brilliance of Pepe was just what Porto needed to stay in this game. Fireworks in Turin. Porto holding on. Juventus pressing and pressing. What a night we've got on our hands.
Almost perfect football from both teams. Perfect from Juventus and almost perfect from Porto. You know, FC Porto just doing their utmost best with Pepe coming back to try and defend and block off Chiesa, because let's face it, if he hadn't, he would have had so much time, so much space. He was already beyond the goalkeeper, you know. All he needed to do was calm down, pick his spot, and send the ball into the back of the net. But Pepe, with the captain's armband, Captain Fantastic, has kept his team in the game in this one. And Juventus have now they've already started using the man advantage. You know, they've started putting those balls into those areas where Porto are going to be the most vulnerable, trying their best to get players like Chiesa and Ronaldo on the ball to cause problems for FC Porto. And as of yet, Porto have not been vulnerable to that, but you can see the wear and tear happening on that back line, and a man advantage for Juventus is seriously not helping them. They already needed a way to get out from the back, but this is just going to keep the pressure on, and hopefully for Porto the pipe doesn't burst. But for Juventus fans, they would say, we fully expect Juventus to come back in this one.
I think it's just a matter of time as it stands, unless Porto they are able to get another goal in this game.
Yeah.
Which
is also likely.
Since that red card, since the start of the second half, it's all been Juventus. Even before that red card came, Juventus have actually tried to get the goals and try to get the desired result in this one. So I'm not surprised. Even after the red card just handed Juventus an extra, more like an added advantage in this game, because there are teams you don't go 10 man against, and Juventus happen to be one of that team. You look at the first half, Porto played very well the first half, but the second half, look at Juventus, they played better than Porto. Every good thing that has happened in this game has been down to in this second half has been down to Juventus, the brilliance and all that, and it's only a matter of time before Porto concede another goal.
Really, really trying times for Porto. They came into this game, started really strong, and just in a twinkle of an eye, they will now chase this game for the next 35 minutes or thereabouts. Just to remind you, as regards how both sides actually line up here, it's Machesson in goal for Consensual side, Chelsea Mbemba, Pepe, Zaidu Sanusi, Manafa. In the middle of the pack is Sergio Oliveira, Uribe, Octavio, and Jesus Corona. Taremi have been sent off, and so it's the man Marega who actually leads that line for Porto. For Juventus is Wozniak Szczesny, Benucci, Mary Demira, Alexandro Quadrado, Arthur Rabiot going forward. Chiesa, Aaron Ramsey, Morata, and Cristiano Ronaldo. In that game, Dortmund against Sevilla. Dortmund line up with Hilton goal, Emre Can, Hummels, Schultz, Morey. It's a midfield partnership of Dahoud, Delaney, and Jude Bellingham. And going forward, Thorgan Hazard, Erling Brot Haaland, who have got 2 goals already, and Marco Reus. And why for Sevilla Football Club, who have been quite unlucky with the decision tonight. It's Benu in goal, Jules Koundé, Diego Carlo, Jesus Navas, Acuna. In the middle of the pack is the combination of Oscar Rodriguez, Fernando, and Juan Jordan. Luis Ocampos, who are being substituted for that man Luke de Jong, El Nashiri, and Suso leading that attack for Julian Lopetegui. If Juventus Football Club fail to test European glory, well, with the presence of a superhero in the person of Cristiano Ronaldo, would you say his career in Juventus Football Club have been some sort of failure, given the context on why he was brought into the club side? How far do you also think Erling Braut Haaland will take Borussia Dortmund in this tournament? We've got your messages pouring on Twitter. This one says, at Kehinde, Haaland goals in the UCL would really count because Dortmund is a very useless team. They flatter to deceive. And as for CR7, he's already a failure at Juve. They would crash out tonight. Well, that's left to be seen. Quite intense. This one at David says, how are you all lads enjoying the broadcast so far? Cristiano Ronaldo can't and don't everything himself, cannot do everything himself. I'm talking about Juventus Football Club. Now they are back into this one. Left, right, center. All you see is Federico Chiesa. He won't stop scoring. Juventus now lead 2-1 in Turin. And Samuel, you saw this one coming.
Absolutely, Tony. Great play again from Juventus. The pressure has been piling and piling on Porto, and it was only a matter of time before they caved in and opened the spaces. From the right-hand side, Juan Cuadrado whips in a typical Cuadrado cross into the area, and there was Federico Chiesa arriving at the back post to thump the header beyond the goalkeeper, high and into the top corner. There was absolutely nothing the goalkeeper could do. Slight suspicion of offside on that occasion when the cross came in, and that's what we're going to have checked on. But I think that one will be allowed to stand by the looks of things. But you want to say the way Porto have played ever since they went a man down has not just been encouraging, but there's little they can do. And like I said, it's always going to take game management from the manager there to see them through this game. But it's not happened for them. And Juventus now are now just a goal away from qualification as it stands. They lead 2-1 on the night. They need a third to go through in this tie. So Porto have to hold on. They have to hold on to this one, or at the very least try to get themselves another goal, because the way Juve are coming at them, and it's really sad when you look at the way Porto started the game. Scored the first goal, really dominated Juve in the first 45. But then again, like Sarah did mention, the Juventus dominance didn't start after the red card. It actually started immediately they came out for the second half, and it's just they've just caved in there from the start of the second half. That's Porto. So sad for them, really sad for them.
The thing is, the first goal Juventus got in this game destabilized the Porto player.
It was expected.
Yes, it threw them off balance. That was why you saw the player get 2 yellow cards in the space in less than 2 minutes, because he got the first yellow card. It was not even up to 2 minutes. He got the second one.
I would be smacking that player at full time if Porto do go out of this tie, because
It
really let them down on that occasion. Because even at 1-1, and they still had a chance, they would have played better. Yes, the pressure was going to be, but they would have kept their composure. But playing a man down away from home at this point in time, it's a huge ask, especially against Juventus. And one man really hasn't come to the party yet. That's Cristiano Ronaldo. And there's no way he's not going to announce his presence in this tie before full time.
Well, substitution ensued a couple of minutes back, and it's Malang Sarr who actually makes way into the pitch for Otavio. Well, Juventus Football Club rampant at the moment, desperately looking for the third. And
by the way of updates, Sevilla have gotten a penalty in that game out there in Germany. It was a tackle. It was a tackle on a Sevilla player in the 80-yard area, and Emre Can got himself a yellow card. He got himself booked. I think at the start of the game, I was always thinking that Emre Can was looking a bit unsure of himself, and in the end, Sevilla have the opportunity to bury that into the back of the net. Looked like Nesri, who just took that one right into the roof of the net. And there was nothing the Dortmund goalkeeper could do. Right now on aggregate, it's Sevilla, it's Dortmund 5, Sevilla 3. And Sevilla are looking like they might want to start a fight back. But is it too little too late? Has Erling Brut Haaland sunk that ship a long time ago? I think the more...
he Titanicked that ship.
He Titanicked it, you know, glaciered it. But anyway, I feel like the action is going to come from Italy a lot more than it will come from Germany, because I mean Borussia Dortmund have been really interesting. And then, just as a reminder, why Erling Brut Haaland made that faux pas against the goalkeeper was shown a lot later, because when he had missed the penalty originally, the goalkeeper had come to gloat right behind him and scream at him that he didn't score, he didn't convert. So it was revenge, you know. When he scored, he obviously he was in a better position to gloat. It was young antiques. I can't say that if I was in that same position, I wouldn't do worse. I mean, I would probably pick up the ball and kick it back into the net again. He should come and beat me. But I mean, I feel like for me, that's a yellow card well earned from Haaland, and he was remonstrating that. He eventually did get his second goal, his brace, and Sevilla goalkeeper seems to be the one who lost in that battle of wills.
No, I think Haaland has been watching a lot of Balotelli lately.
Yeah.
Bad boy image. You get riled up and then you go responding. But really brilliant stuff from him. Dortmund pretty much have this one wrapped up. 5 goals to 3 on aggregate. It really would take a mountain and 2 nations to turn this one around in favor of Sevilla. But they've actually been quite enterprising trying to close this game or get themselves back into the game ever since they consider. But I just think Dortmund have enough to sail this one through, especially playing at their own stage. But for Juve, I think we have to credit them now. We spoke about them. The stats not really favoring them the last couple of seasons, but they're starting to do that. Come back into the game. This will be a massive win. I think Andrea Pirlo at full time, I want to see celebration if they go through. They're not through yet. They still need a goal to go through. Should they go through, he's really going to have answered to a large extent his critics as to saying he doesn't have the ability to turn things around for Juventus. But again, we are seeing stupid decisions by players out there in that game in Spain. Another Sevilla player. What is it with players and kicking the ball away when a decision goes against you? You know it's the rule. You're going to get booked for doing that.
It can be quite frustrating, you know, when you're go down or you've been pegged back, and then a referee makes a call that you vehemently disagree with. You know, especially it's hard, especially when you are on the verge of a counter and then the referee pulls the ball back and it's not for you. You know, it's a lot. It kind of sways your feelings if it's for you, but if it's against you, you're like, what happened? You know, and it's one of those things. And they're just human beings. You know, they have tempers as well. Sometimes the decisions that don't go in favor of them hurt, and they grate on already raw nerves.
So let's go. Number 20 for the Moroccan Youssouf El Nashiri, and his 5th goal of the UEFA Champions League campaign. El Nashiri, who, well, prior to the first leg against Borussia Dortmund, has scored 8 goals in 9 games. But after that loss, it's been 7 games without a goal for the Moroccan. Good to know that he's now back on the score sheet after his side have lost 4 in 5 since that loss to Borussia Dortmund at the Sanchez Pizjuan. So it's Oscar Rodriguez, the former Leganese man, who gets on the referee's caution book in that game, Dortmund against Sevilla. As we look to see another substitution set to ensue in the game, Juventus against Porto, and it's our very own Zaidu Sanusi who will make way for Luis Diaz. And now it's time when the manager can whip his magic wand tactically to ensure that they stay in the game. How long can they hold on? It's been absolutely dramatic tonight. So much drama in Dortmund and in Turin. And coincidentally, we've got the same scoreline in both venues. 2-1, 2-1.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Tells you, it wasn't quite end-to-end stuff in the first half, really. We didn't see so much goal-mouth action, but I think the words from both managers in both games in the dressing room has really come to the fore, and they're starting to give it a real go in the second half. But going back to that game in Italy, we must credit Porto. I think one or two substitutions made by the manager there, that's Conceição, has sort of steadied things a bit. It's either it steadied things, the substitutions, or Juve may have tailed off. I was looking back at the replay of that goal. Maybe they over-celebrated it because you would expect them to be telling themselves, get the ball and let's go get the third one immediately. They say your opponent is at his or her weakest when, you're at your weakest when you've just scored a goal. So I thought Juve could have done better. They still need an extra goal to see themselves into the next round. So could have taken the ball and maybe continued the roll like they say. But they stood there and over-celebrated the goal. Maybe that's responsible for why the action has just tailed off the last 2 minutes. But there's still enough time. 72 minutes. Juve know they need it. At this point in time, it's actually Porto that are going through. So Juve need to get themselves another goal to seal this one, or else that red card to the defender would just be an absolute waste.
Cristiano Ronaldo yet to get on the score sheet. Juventus Football Club was seemingly doing the job, but he was responsible for the first assist, for the first goal on the night. So he's giving his own bit of contribution. More substitutions in that game, and it's Eden Terzic with the move. Thorgan Hazard having substituted for Felix Paslak, the German who have actually played 5 times in the group stages prior to this round of 16, second leg tie. It's it's truly on the edge. Keep your comments coming. I can see all of them on Twitter. At Busaya Obi says, football don't tire me. Why Juve dey like this now? Well, Juventus, maybe I've given you some sort of hope. Busaya also says, we can't blame CR7 for the defeat if they lose. He has been the one carrying this team all this while. At Izugo Chinedu says, well, Ronaldo would be a total failure if he fails to deliver the UCL. And Haaland has proven recently that he is a consistent player, and I believe in him. At Wisdom on Twitter says, good evening, guys. I don't think CR7 will be a failure if Juventus fail to lift the trophy. Still taking more. At 9, Great News says, Ronaldo definitely a failure if Champions League is not won. Haaland would try but won't get to the final because it's a team game, not an individual game. Substitution. And this time it's Andrea Pirlo. Leonardo Bonucci is done for the night, and Martis Delit gets his chance to represent for the Bianconeri. And we also see Aaron Ramsey make way for Weston McKennie. And Brownish, what does this substitution mean for Juventus?
It basically means that they get a couple more players who can throw themselves a bit forward, and Ramsey was looking a bit shaky. He limped off the pitch.
He hasn't really had a good game.
Yeah, he hasn't. I feel like the entire Juve side has been functional. They've done what they had to do when they had to do it.
As a team?
As a team in general. So they've not had, aside from Chiesa, I don't think they've had one moment or one person who's been exceptionally brilliant. We've seen Juan Cuadrado drifting around that number 10 role, left, right, taking the free kicks and everything. And of course, incidentally, it was his cross that got Chiesa's head to it and put the ball into the back of the net for the second goal. But Porto have gotten their shape back. It looks like they have. But then these changes will serve to try and break that Porto defense yet again. Try and draw them out as well, and not necessarily give them a bit of hope, but make them want to come out and attack. And then Juventus can hit them. Very quick players, in that Juventus side. And I think with their functionality, they just need to be a bit more direct. And with those players that were brought on the pitch, they certainly could put the ball into the back of the net and make Porto's life a lot harder than it is right now.
Porto are unbeaten in this season's UEFA Champions League, since a 3-1 defeat on match day 1 to Manchester City. They've had some really good run after that loss. And they actually made it 5 successive UEFA Champions League clean sheets with 2-0 win at Olympiacos on the final day, match day 6. And quite excitingly, since they conceded that Federico Chiesa's strike in the first leg, prior to this game they haven't conceded. That's over 500 minutes without conceding. But tonight they have conceded not 1 but 2, and from the same man. Such a player, Chiesa.
Chiesa has their password.
Maybe. Still taking more of your messages on Twitter. This one at Sunday Johnny says, Haaland doesn't have the charisma to do that. When the jungle mature, the boys will fall off. As for CR7, he wouldn't be a failure. At Nemo C. Zion says, Zion from Ogun State, Haaland is blowing this generation up. Juventus, Ronaldo with a hat-trick. But tell Ole what? Okay. See, taking more at Arokola John says Cristiano will be a total failure if he doesn't get a Champions League trophy for Juve. Because before him, Serie A, Juve was winning the Serie A title. I will be disappointed in him. Okay.
Wow, I'm sure he's shaking in his boots.
At Young Steve says Ronaldo had really offered his best for Juventus. Not winning the UCL doesn't make him a failure. Hope we all know the brief history of Neymar at PSG.
You know what's quite funny, actually, is these sentiments are all fine and good for Ronaldo, and I totally share them. Like, I believe that he's had a fantastic time at Juventus. He's absolutely dominated. He's just that kind of player. He has that kind of quality. But the fact that he hasn't won a Champions League for Juventus doesn't say that how can that be a failure in his Juventus career? That's a bit too harsh for me.
But the Ronaldo project was triggered for what reason?
Yeah, it was triggered to get Juve at least get them into the Champions League final and perhaps win it, but
after 24 years, almost 25.
Yeah, but you're not getting a Cristiano Ronaldo you're not getting him, you're not getting a team of Cristiano Ronaldos. You're getting just one player, and they have an entire team that is really fantastic, but sometimes the players don't come to the game. So, and if your star player doesn't come to the game, then you certainly need a lot more players who can step up to the plate and be leaders. And this Juventus team sometimes don't necessarily have that. And I just want to remind people, you should have these same sentiments when we're talking about the other side of this conversation. Because it's been quite funny.
Which
the side that is in Catalonia.
Right.
Because it's been quite funny. Everybody has been saying, Ronaldo is not a failure if he doesn't win the Champions League. Yeah, but we keep remembering that someone got to a World Cup final, and because he didn't win it, then somebody is having the entire conversation of why another person might even be close to him. Lol. Moving on.
Well, talking about that, it's left to be seen. We expect more action in the UEFA Champions League second leg to ensue tomorrow. But in the meantime, Porto themselves are not completely giving up. 80 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes of regular time to play in Turin, 82 minutes in Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund quite comfortable, 5-3 on aggregate if it ends this way. And for Juventus Football Club, it's 3-all on aggregate. If it ends this way, then of course we're definitely going to extra time. And just maybe penalties. Can Juventus deliver the final blow? Well, they've got 9 minutes to actually do that.
Wouldn't it be funny if Porto got another goal?
Really?
It would be hilarious.
Really?
It would be quite hilarious. Just saying.
Juventus putting all they have got to ensure that this works, and chance gone begging for Cristiano Ronaldo. Just a couple of minutes back. Brownish, tell us more.
Matches. Anyway, moving on. It was a one-on-one opportunity. I don't know how that player missed that. It looked like Cristiano Ronaldo. These are not situations where you tend to see Ronaldo missing out. It was literally just Cristiano Ronaldo versus the Porto goalkeeper, and the ball somehow ended up, it contrived not to end up in the back of the net, which is not statistics that you often see, especially around that man, Cristiano Ronaldo. And then even at that, it was quite shocking. I think on the outside of the box, there was a player who was trying a volley, and he just absolutely miscued it. It was like when you're trying to play table tennis and you just completely miss the tennis ball and it just goes somewhere else. So it was quite humorous if you're not a Juventus fan. But for Juventus fan, he must be looking very frustrating at this point. And Cristiano Ronaldo really should be doing better. That was on a golden plate. All he had to do was tuck it past the goalkeeper. But good work from the goalkeeper, actually. He stayed on his feet, made himself a lot bigger, closed down the angle, and made it a lot harder for Cristiano Ronaldo to put the ball into the back of the net. Fantastic goalkeeping, I have to say.
Serafina, do you smell some sort of late drama in this game, Juve Porto? Can you see it through your crystal ball? Will this head into extra time? Or will Juve strike that final blow just at the death of this one?
The thing is, we need to say kudos to FC Porto. The last 5 minutes has been Porto and Juventus. They've actually come close to actually scoring in this encounter. All I want is just for somebody to just score that one.
No go extra time.
That one remaining goal, so we'll know the time that they will not go and play penalty.
So heart attack will not catch up.
As I'm like this, I don't even know what I'm even watching in this place because just like Branish mentioned a couple of minutes ago, he said something. He said it will really be funny if FC Porto go on to score the next goal, and trust me, it will be funny because the rush we saw after that red card, before the red card and after the red card from Juventus, the rush has died down a little bit. Right. Not that kind of the way Juventus were playing that time, as if they want to do gidigbo, just scatter everything, get that important goal and just move on. But right now, they are trying to take it easy and try to walk their way and into getting that final goal from them for them, and perhaps go on to win this one and get into the next round and avoid going into extra time in this game. For Porto, the last 5 minutes they've actually tried. They've come close. They've created chances. But the thing is that final third is not just clicking for them, and it just shows you that even with that one man down, it's actually showing that they need an extra body to help them with whatever thing they are doing in the final third. It's just like whenever they get to the final third of this Juventus side, they have that was close.
That was really close. A lot of wriggling.
And talking about close, Marega coming close to almost giving Porto the second goal in this particular game, just by whiskers on the near side, the right-hand side of Wojciech Szczesny in that instance. And, chance gone begging there, Serafina.
For a moment, I felt that had gone in. I would have just said, Church Agbasala, Church Agbasala. Let's just
If
go.
that had gone in, to fire the manager.
Was it the manager
No. You don't.
who let the ball go in?
It's what I said, Tony. I saw that moment.
Yeah.
When Juve scored that second goal, there was too much celebration. The job wasn't done. You get on with the job, which is getting that all-important third goal.
So you're blaming them for over-celebrating?
Yes, now because I did.
The rush has actually died
I saw
down.
the manager also like. You tell them, get the ball and let's let's continue
Get back,
with what we're
get
doing.
back into
That's
action.
the problem.
The fact that the rush has died down might be a bit strategic because let's face it, if they go into extra time, who go suffer? It's Porto.
Porto have been defending for long. Nothing new again. They can continue doing that.
No, it's not that. But now
there's
pressure, like Sarafina
there's
like
something
usually says, now
Brownish-
pressure they boss pipe.
Yes, but there's something about defending so long. I mean, we see this with the great Chelsea teams of old, the John
Yeah.
Terry's and co.
Yeah.
The more the game stretches, the more comfortable they are defending that game. If you like, play 300 minutes. This is what they've been doing. They will keep doing it. It's
But they
frustration.
might gas out.
You will
That's
gas out,
one,
but
and then it takes only. You're forgetting that it's just one goal. It takes only one goal to make an entire difference in this game.
But
now.
do you know that defending, you get to reserve more energy?
But that's the point. You're not running. The opponent is coming at
but
you.
here's the thing, right? Juventus have not been running at Porto.
Oh,
they've been
Chiesa have
camped.
been.
No,
Chiesa
they've
and
been
Ronaldo have been.
camped in front of that Porto 18-yard area, knocking the ball around. So it's Porto that have been doing a lot more running than Juventus. That's where the problem is. So if Porto are stuck defending and then they get caught on the counter, it's going to be a problem because it don't matter how much you don't run. Like even if you've been running for 90 minutes, if you see a defender off his line and they play that ball into space for you as an attacker, you're going to chase that ball. And if you've got that speed, you're not the only one that's tired.
But
the defender is going to be tired. No, it's not about there's adrenaline. You know, when you say that what do you think Chiesa used to score those 2 goals? It was adrenaline. It was absolute adrenaline. The rush was so much.
You will find
Juventus
that
were-
adrenaline. You will not find it. You will seek it out. You will not find
Especially
it. You remember the game Chelsea-Barcelona?
Yeah.
Barcelona played and played. The John Terrys, John Terry didn't play that game. The Mikel Obis, the Ashley Coles, they were just, keep coming. We'll keep passing the ball. We'll keep holding on to it. Chelsea were holding on to the ball. Barca were running. Barca were passing.
Yeah,
They
but
got
Chelsea were
tired.
holding on to
They
the ball
got
now.
tired. That's
But
the point.
They were not.
You become too comfortable defending. That's it.
Porto are not holding on to the ball.
Wow.
Juve are holding on to the ball.
87 minutes, 3 minutes more for Andre Pirlo's side to turn things around. If Juventus crash out at this stage, it will be absolutely disastrous for all the effort the board, led by Andre Agnelli, is making and have made to ensure that they get somewhat closer to European glory. From Chiesa to Ronaldo to Winston McKennie, everyone throwing all they have got. 6 minutes added in Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund almost home and dry, but they must also watch it. It only takes 1 second to score a goal. Just 1 second.
But Sevilla need Sevilla need 3 at this point in time.
Right.
Wait. I didn't even hear what he said. It take 1 second.
Yes, just 1 second.
In the Sevilla game.
That's what he
So
said.
they will use 1 second to scam any
They use 1 second, 1 second each. 1 second each. 1, 2, 3.
This commentator said, I don't understand.
No, it's true. It takes just 1 second.
But it happens though. Have you forgotten?
1 second
It
for
took
a goal to
less than
wait,
3.
wait,
It took
wait,
less than 5
wait,
minutes to
wait.
score 3 goals.
Look at that aggregate.
Yeah, but it took less than 5. It took less than 5 minutes.
Should I bring the TV closer? No, maybe I'm not seeing it.
Wait, Tony and
Oh, we should zoom it.
Tony and Brownish, they will score the first one. Dortmund will sit down. They will score the second one. They will still be looking and score the third one inside 6 minutes.
It happened.
It happened actually.
It happened. Now football.
Even FIFA would just close down the football.
Right.
No be Manchester United score 90 plus 6.
The last time Juventus tested European glory, they had the likes of Del Piero, Gianluca Vialli, Fabrizio Ravanelli, Paulo Sousa, Angelo Peruzzi in goal.
He choked.
Such a team. But it's been 25 years down that road. It's been nothing but disappointment. And disappointment! But Bianchilper says no. You are offside.
All of them landlord.
Alvaro Morata almost, well, restoring the lost joy for the Bianchi. Having added Brownish, it's going to be one of the longest 5 minutes of Porto's career as a club side.
Yeah, it's most definitely going to be one of the longest 5 minutes, and that goal is being checked by the VAR. It just might be given, but I do think that all Juventus players were offside. All three of them, they were offside, yeah, and it's been given as an offside. Juventus will not have it so easy.
That was a clear one. They wanted to build bungalows.
Yeah, a landlord.
My problem is, what does what does he gain doing that? I mean,
what does he gain sending us into extra time?
It's
called good officiating. Someone whose team in the Premier League will understand that.
Is it his fault that the both teams have failed
I
to?
no see him. You block eye.
Well, Juventus, can they respond? They've got just one job to do. Score one more and ensure Porto doesn't get any. If not, we'll be seeing extra 30 minutes here at the Turin Stadium.
Wahala be like bicycle.
My brother.
But wait, like play. Porto will carry this game into extra time. Like play.
And we have to commend them for that. I mean, that's massive.
Definitely,
Over 30 minutes of football.
Yes.
With one man
play,
down.
play.
And that's shame on Juventus, really. It's shame. You're playing at
They have
home.
scored 2 goals. What do you expect?
This Porto side is a solid side, defending. I mean,
even at that, with the quality of players
this Juve have. I mean, you're playing at home.
They should be taking advantage of that one man down.
Or something.
That's what Andrea Agnelli should be doing, rather than trying to create one UEFA competition somewhere else.
Well, talking about that,
that's really true.
Yeah, he has been talking. He's actually the president or chairman of European Football Chairman, Andrea Agnelli.
Chairman of chairman.
Yeah, you can put it that way. And Juventus coming close with a ball just striking the upright in that instance. The search is on. Will this be an iconic night for them? They've got just 2 more minutes as Federico Chiesa gets into the referee's book for challenge in the 18-yard box.
Funny. Sevilla also wants to send us into extra time because what we are forgetting. What we're forgetting is that if Sevilla score another goal, now they've scored their second goal, so it's 2-2 out there in Dortmund. So if Sevilla score yet another goal, they will send us into extra time as well.
5:34, and we have 6 minutes.
Okay, yeah, it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's 2-2. If they score one more goal, they'll send us into halftime because the first leg played was 3-2 as well.
What have Dortmund done?
I mean, so it's now a lot of drama on either side.
Dortmund. What have Dortmund done here? No.
Or what are they doing?
In case you do not know, Sevilla have pulled another back, and so it's 2-2 in Dortmund. This we never saw coming.
I hate Dortmund right now.
6 minutes is up, by the way. Kune Kaker
Ref, we no
have
play
got the
again.
responsibility to call this one quits. And Dortmund defending for their lives. And this just might be it. Edin Terzic looking at his watch. 6 minutes is up. Kune Kaker, the Turkish center referee, looking at his wristwatch. Dortmund cannot afford to let this one slide. And they're holding their own. Erling Braut Haaland pleading. The time is up, referee. The time is up.
Sevilla were doing a bit too much in the 18-yard area of Borussia Dortmund there. They needed to hit that ball straight at the goalkeeper. Try to get him to work. You know, just at least try to get something into the back of the net. You need to put that ball into those dangerous situations where Borussia Dortmund are going to not want the ball to be in, where they're going to make mistakes. But they tried to be a little bit too elaborate, and it didn't work out for them, unfortunately. But it looks like out there is now a result, no longer a
It's
scoreline.
now done and dusted. Borussia Dortmund make way into the quarterfinals. The last time they were in the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League have got to be 2017-2018, where they were knocked out by Monaco. But this time, it's being an underwhelming season in the league. But when it comes to cup competitions, Sarafina, the conversation can always be different. It's now a scoreline, Borussia Dortmund 2, Sevilla 2, but they qualify on aggregate 5-4. And Jude Bellingham, Erling Brot Haaland, Emre Can, all of the players in absolute excitement. It's been a hard-fought one. In Turin, 5 minutes have elapsed, and so we're waiting for the center referee, Bien Cupers, to lead us into extra time. Samuel, Brownish and Sarafina, what a night we've got on our hands.
Indeed, it's been an explosive night of football, it must be said. And over there in Germany, the Sevilla coach Julian Lopetegui is taking exception to something. It's ended, by the way, but I think he's frustrated at the fact that the referee may have ended that game too early because they went on to lose. Another goal from them would have taken that game to extra time. All they needed was one goal because they lost the first leg 3-2 away from home. If they had scored another one, it would have been 3-2, so sending us to extra time. But we're not having that there. We're actually going to be having extra time in Italy. Great game of football. And like myself and Sarafina said, we have to credit Porto for holding on and forcing this one to extra time. Now it's anybody's game, really. Anybody can take it off from here because it's 30 minutes of football. They can actually relax now. Even if they concede, they have more than enough time in 30 minutes anyway to come back and score the goals they need to get the game to, where they want it to be. But credit to them. I think I'm a bit disappointed with Juventus, the fact that they haven't really taken the game after they scored the second goal and killed it off like we expected them to do. But Porto have been brilliant, it must be said.
In over 180 minutes, Juventus have failed to knock out Porto, but they have an extra 30 minutes to do that. It's ended in Turin as we get set for extra time. Juventus 2, Porto 1. We'll be right back. Let's go take some breather. Stick around. It's still 99.3 Nigeria Info.
There's something about a beer that brings people together, even while they're apart. That's available in 192 countries, yet feels at home in every home. That bears the hallmark of quality and a distinct touch of class that creates the premium taste. There's something about a beer in the green bottle. There's something about a Heineken. There's something about a beer that brings people together, even while they're apart. That's available in 192 countries, yet feels at home in every home. That bears the hallmark of quality and a distinct touch of class that creates the premium taste. There's something about a beer in the green bottle. There's something about a Heineken. Heineken is not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Hi everyone, Martin Tyler here, English Premier League commentator, UEFA Champions League commentator, and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
I'm trying hard to be somebody, but all I see are roadblocks in my way. I hear a voice deep within me saying you're the best, no matter what they say.
What a night of Champions League football. Well, truly, this is what the competition is all about. The pain, the sweat, the blood, the disappointment. Sometimes the ecstasy that comes with this glorious tournament. What a night we have seen in two venues. But of course, it's not over until it is over. Juventus Football Club hanging on. They've got one job, and that is ensure that they qualify. For Porto, they've also shown their own fair share of resilience despite going a man down. Well, they have held on to push this one into the second 45. Into extra time now, pardon. Well, it's time for us to get your reactions as the players are back on the pitch of play. No time to actually check time. Referee Bjorn Cupers has not taken any extra time here. The players are set to begin, but let's get your reactions quite quickly. 0146 57190. Are you seeing the game? Are you listening to us? What an experience has this been for you? Let's get you talking. Hello, good evening. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Turn down the volume on your radio set. That's the first thing you do before you call into the radio. Hello.
Sorry, the voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's your name?
My name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, God with us. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. The voice.
What a night.
I'm really enjoying this match, and I hope for Porto to win this remaining 30 minutes of the game.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's hope that your predictions can come through. Let's take this one before we get back into the game. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name?
FEMI the Gang.
Yes, welcome.
Wow.
Talk to us.
Welcome. Yeah, my name is Joseph, calling from Baragre.
Joe, talk to us.
Wow, I really love the game of Juventus. I would like Porto for the luck. I would like Porto should win because Porto have really tried. They have really defense. I really like the way they hold the defense, apart from the mistake they made in the second half by the red card. But Juve, if it's for luck, I would say Porto should win. But they really tried. But for the game of Dortmund really tried. They played their best.
Okay.
And for the last in the last 6 minutes, that's when Sevilla just tried their best and just put one back by the penalty spot. Sevilla, I'll give Sevilla for that, for the credit they made.
The credit to fight back.
Yeah, they made, yes.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you for calling us. Let's take one more for the road. Who have we got talking to us?
Hello, good evening.
No, we cannot take that. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, this is Informal calling from Agodo Shady. Yes, I follow your commentary and I wish Juve to win.
You want Juve to win?
Yes.
Any particular reason why you want them to win?
Just for the sake of Cristiano Ronaldo. That is why I want them to
For the sake of Cristiano Ronaldo. Thank you very much. As we get back into the action, of course, the game is back on the way at the Turin Stadium as Juan Cuadrado gets into the referee's book. He will be missing next match for that caution. 92nd minute, right here, after an explosive 90. Porto holding on. How long can they hold on? Can they go as far as taking the initiative to get ahead in this game against all odds? It's a big night for the both sides. Juventus would need to look deep into the history, the rich history they have got, to reincarnate something absolutely inspiring tonight if they want to stand the chance of qualifying. But just to remind you of how both sides actually line up in this game, is Wojciech Szczesny in goal. Bonucci having substituted Martis Delete and Mary Demiral. There's also Alexandro Cuadrado Arthur Rabiot, Chiesa, and well, the man Aaron Ramsey, who was also substituted from this particular game. And well, we have got the attacking duo of Morata and Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line for them. Well, Winston McKennie also the player who did come in for Aaron Ramsey. On the bench, Andre Pirlo have got Kulisevsky, this Fabrota, Fagioli, Bernardeschi, De Pardo, Chiellini, Buffon, Pinsoglio, and Dragisin. And why Porto, well, have got the goalkeeper, number 1, Machessin in goal. That's a defensive combination of Nicolas Pepe and Chancellor Mbemba. And Manafa also will be operating from the right side of defense. And while Luis Diaz substituted for Zaidu Sanusi in the middle of the park, it's Grugic who replaced Uribe, Sergio Oliveira, and also that man Malang Sarr also coming in for Otavio, Jesus Corona, and Marega. In case you don't know, Porto are down to 10 after Taremi got sent off earlier on in the second 45. And so it's now at that point in the game, you'd expect the side with mental strength to dig deep and get that goal. Well, Sarfina, we never saw this going into extra time, to be honest. But here we are.
With the way the first half started, we expected Porto to run away with this one. They went into the break leading. Second half started, Juventus started like a house on fire, got that equalizer, and the rush was too much, and the next thing, Porto got red carded. A Porto player was sent off for FC Porto, and Juventus started piling the pressure. They tried and tried and tried, and it got to a point they decided to take their foot off the pedal and started trying to see how they can gradually walk their way into the final third of this Porto side. The moment Porto got that red card, I already zeroed my mind. I said, no, Juventus is going to take this one in regulation time. I never envisaged or thought that we are going to get to the point where this game is going to get to extra time, especially with Porto playing with 10 men. That 10 men should have been an extra advantage that Juventus would have been able to leverage on and try to kill off this game in regulation time. Now, so many tickets has been casted. Many short. Let's not even talk about the
casting, the pain.
Let's not even talk about that one.
Well, sorry, Frida. It did sound like you also had your money on the line there, but it is what it is. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are Femi and the gang. It's football frenzy. That's a long night we have got on our hands. But just like we always do, we are here for you. Samuel. Well, he does look jaded, if you like to say. But imagine the way the players would feel, Samuel, if you feel this way. Well. By the way, Porto are now playing from right to left. You said?
I couldn't care how they feel right now.
You don't care any less. Well, but they're paid for what they do. You're also paid for what you do.
Yeah.
This is what they collect pounds. Pounds sterling.
Right. But, I mean, Samuel, when we had this conversation earlier on in the first and second half.
Just give us 1% of what they earn.
Right.
1%. We can stay here all night.
Tomorrow.
We will do commentary even when there's no live game.
We'll analyze the post-match.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, don't forget that your thoughts are very important to us, and that's why we've got you covered on Twitter and WhatsApp. We'll take more of your WhatsApp messages. Sarafina, can you take us through that number once again?
08095975805. I'll take it again. 08095975805.
Okay, so keep your comments coming, and don't forget on Twitter, it's quite simple. If Juventus Football Club fails to clinch the European title, well, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, would you deem the Ronaldo project in Juve a failure? Yes, let us know your thoughts. On both sides of the dividers, two managers who themselves have got some bit of history. Conceição and Pirlo faced each other 7 times during their playing career. The Portuguese actually winning 3 games to the Italian one. I remember one of the games have got to be the 1-1 draw in the 2002-2003 UEFA Champions League semi-final second leg. That result potentially took Pirlo's Milan into the final at the expense of Conceição's Inter Milan. AC Milan actually went on to play in the finals, defeating this Juventus side on penalties. So it's familiar foe, and now they come up against each other as managers on two sides of the divide. Who will it be for the night? We've got at about 20 more minutes to answer that question, and just maybe penalties. For tonight, this has truly been Porto hanging just by slim thread in this game. The combination of Rabiot, Chiesa, and I mean, quite shockingly, Samuel, I expected Kulusevski to get a looking in this game. Dejan Kulusevski, and I'm yet to see him. I don't know, do you have an idea what Pirlo is probably thinking? Maybe last 10 minutes?
Maybe, and hopefully for Kulusevski's perspective, it really does be that case for him and Andrea Pirlo. But another substitution is being made, and it's not who we expect him.
It's the
It's
man.
actually who we expect him to be, so we
man.
called it. We called it right. I mean, this man is just fantastic. Brings a lot of weight
Ato
and
was
a lot
nowhere
of
to
pace.
be seen today on the pitch. I did not even see anything from Ato.
I don't think there's any Juventus player aside Chiesa, aside Federico Chiesa, who looks like he's also going off at this point in time. It's confusion. I think Antonio.
No, 2 players
Pirlo
actually.
is,
Can you please leave Antonio Conte out of your mouth, please?
well, he's former Chelsea manager. You can understand why.
Right.
But I think he's confused. We credited the introduction of Kulusevski, but at the expense of Chiesa, I don't think that's right.
Maybe
Why not have both?
Maybe he feels he's tired.
Well, he's been the most
Chiesa.
lively.
He ran a lot.
He's
in
been the most lively
regulation time.
Juventus player on this pitch of
You
play.
think it's
Even
easy
more,
to run for 90 minutes?
yeah, he's still showing he wants to run. I think for me, it's the desire more than what his physicality is at this point in time.
But sometimes you must understand that
Yes.
there's a limit to where your body can take you to.
And as a manager, you should be able to know when it's time for a player to be rested. I remember there was one of the Man United game. Marcus Rashford picked up a knock. He refused to be substituted. Felt like I could go on and on, but at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. So as a manager, even when players would always want to play, they would always want to see out again.
True.
They would always want to play 90 minutes, going to the extra time. I know that's what they live for. That is what they want to do, because they feel when I do this, I am actually making a good reputation of myself. I'm actually putting a lot on the line, showing the manager how much I want to play for him and the rest of it. I love the team and all that. But you as a manager, that is where your technicality comes in. You need to be able to read the player's game and know that I think this player, it's time for him to be taken off the pitch. He needs to be rested and all that.
But
and if this game go on to play, later ends up, we end up seeing a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not the kind of player you would want to rely on to say, okay, he can take the penalty and convert, because he might be tired.
Well, we're still far away from penalties at this point in time. I just think the fact that
18 minutes away.
Yeah, 18 minutes. The fact that he scored both goals so far tonight. He's shown pace like desire and hunger.
True.
I remember Serafina mentioned a good case of the United player. I also would like to go back and say Champions League game, Chelsea against Barcelona, Stamford Bridge, the famous Ovrebo incident. And we saw Didier Drogba wailing all through the game. I'm tired. I want to go off. But when Gus Hiddink made the mistake of taking, he was livid. Like, no, I didn't want to go off. I was just playing antics here. You don't take me off. And Chelsea went on to miss that game and got knocked out of the Champions League. So these players sometimes you want to say what is inside of them is not what they are bringing out. They just want to be riling the opponents and all that. So I just thought Chiesa was for me the best Juventus player of all the 22.
On the pitch.
He was actually. So to take him off. He's played better than Ronaldo, played better than Morata. So to take him off at this point in time, I'm not so sure about that. And again, what's even more bemusing for me is the fact that you brought on Kulusevski, who we spoke about. You could have had these two players who are very exciting, very good finishers of the ball to finish this game together. But like we said, Pelo knows best. Hopefully, at the end of this game, these decisions are not highlighted by the Italian media as to why Juventus go on to lose if they do go on to
Even
lose.
if they like highlighting, they will not sack him.
This one. I think
DNA.
if he loses tonight,
He has DNA.
If he loses tonight, he better
He has
resign.
DNA, don't
He
worry.
better resign if he loses tonight. Because how would he explain? How would he
That's a
explain?
conversation for.
Yeah, I would be asking the question if I were Andrea Agnelli. Really, your opponents got a red card early on in the second half. You are playing at home, Champions League. I mean, you scored twice, and you
Samuel, it is Porto. It's not
That's
a
the
rookie.
point. It's not.
That was why I
It's
said
not Real Madrid.
They're not red Porto.
Chelsea.
They're not the red Porto for this Champions League. And it's a problem.
Aside
you guys don't
besides the one title they won, what else have they done?
You see the problem. They don't rate Porto, and I will say it over and over again.
Juve haven't got more than Porto.
I'm sure only Ronaldo's salary alone covers this
That's
whole
the
Juventus.
problem. No lack of ratings.
We just spoke about it, Sarafina. Why did they bring Ronaldo here? To come and do this job for them. So far, you have Ronaldo, you have Ramsey, you have so many good players on this. What does Porto have really? Experienced players that have played at other clubs.
8 years old.
Yes, that's the point.
Nicolas Pepe.
Matthias de Ligt. You want to compare those two? These are young, exciting.
Yes, I want to compare those two actually.
They paid top dollar to bring these guys to win this job for them. And you're telling me you can't beat Porto, who were reduced to 10 men in 45 minutes? No, that's unacceptable.
The words of Samuel Akpan right here.
SVA.
Quite a night. 2 minutes before the center referee signaled the end of the first half of the extra time. Right here, we saw two major substitutions. Federico Chiesa, the man of the night, taking up for Federico Benedeschi, and Dejan Kulusevski actually coming in for the former Barca man Arthur. Where will that brilliance come from tonight, Brownish?
That brilliance is not looking like it's going to be coming from Juventus tonight. Because, let's face it, when they came in from the first half of the extra time, it was more like it was a balanced game. That's what it looked like. You would never look at this game and say, hey, Porto have a red card. Juventus have not been keeping that pressure on a lot more than they had in the second half, which is how it should be. You know, when you're thinking about teams that nick something at the end of the first half and push it at the end of the second half and push it into the extra time, you know, you're thinking that when they come into the second half, look at Barcelona, look at Real Madrid, whenever they get into extra time, maybe they nick it and get into extra time, they're always pushing and pushing and pushing. And this Juventus side have looked really lackluster, you know, and they've moved into the halftime break of the extra time.
Yeah, it's halftime now.
They've
nothing
just,
to show for
exactly, they've not just come out of their shell. It's almost like they're like, let's get to penalties. Everybody is just calm to get to penalties. You can obviously see Porto. Porto are not going to be too adventurous. They're not going to come out in open play.
Simple.
Keep it very simple. If Juventus are choking you like Chuck Norris, you put the ball straight.
You know the problem. I don't know if Andrea Pello is watching back of television or is seeing something different. I really don't understand. What he should have deployed a different tactics. Now this is it. Every long ball they've tried to use against this Porto side, the Porto players have been able to deal with it comfortably.
Facts.
because
don't.
it's a side with height.
They don't stress. You send in those long balls. You see one player is jumping so high to deal with the ball and all that. So for a manager like Pello, Sam calls him a rookie manager, by the way. For someone like Pello who played the game,
He played in Sabi.
he understands how to read these games. This is what I expected Pello. He should have done something. Bring out a different tactics. Tell your boys, stop using the long
Don't put it on
ball.
the ground.
You use that long ball for 90 minutes, and it did not really work for you.
That got them 2 goals.
No, long.
Kiesa's goals were from those long balls.
No,
let's
hold on.
not lie. Those goals were from individual brilliance.
But
no, see, this
Chiesa
is
goal,
no,
the
this
second goal from Cuadrado.
The second goal was.
This is where you're missing the point. They've had so many long balls, but at the end of the day, how many was able to come to fruition?
Yeah, true.
That is it. Why not deploy a different tactics? Keep the ball on the ground and try to see if you can actually break into that final third.
Yeah,
you understand? But
and he has the players to execute that kind of.
It's not like he doesn't have players that can actually keep the ball.
I actually think he doesn't. That's why he went for the long ball. Morata is pretty useless with his feet and more.
No, but Morata is
with his head.
No, but Morata
That's how
is
he scores
very
his
good
goals.
with hold-on play.
But he's good with the head as well.
He's good with the head, but he's good with hold-up play as well. If you play ball into feet with Morata and he has a Cristiano Ronaldo running on one side, and before they remove Chiesa, he can hold up the play until they run into position and then he lays it off